We do love our pig-conomy America. How are you doing, Engel? Oh, interesting. I now get a little notification when an ad break starts in my chat window. Slept all weekend and feeling notably better. Not fully better, but better. Okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that you were feeling at least somewhat better. Hey, Jackie, I am doing all right, Holmes. I'm doing all right. It was a long day. Finally made some progress bashing my head against some stuff because I asked for help. And the help that I asked for, I got. And we figured it out, and it was great. We got everything all figured out, which was awesome. That was bright for a second. There. How are you doing? How are you doing, Jackie? Ew, gross, you would never what? I legit forgot what exactly you would be ew grossing over. Yo. Hey, Stasnak. How are you doing? Oh, ask for help. Not because you're above it, you would just never speak to a person. That's very fair. Oh. How was The Last of Us Part 1? And did you finish the game, or did you finish the show? Ooh, what's up, Ingle? What's up? You're going all right? You need to be productive, but you're fighting it. Ooh, what productivity are you fighting? Like, what do you need to do to be productive? Show is greater than the game, and I'll fight you IRL if you disagree. Pedro Pascal did do a very good job in the show. The game was good, but you have opinions that need to be formed. I'm curious. When the game came out, your opinion was, man, I wish this had just been a show. And guess what? Okay, sorry. I got up to ask Lauren some questions. We just got back from grocery shopping, so I wanted to make sure that there was nothing more I could do to help her. Um, so I get where that came from because I was coming in half distracted. I'm also eating pretzels, so pardon the crunch. Stasnak, to answer your question, hi Test. Test, I'll answer your question after I answer Stasnak question. I'm doing all right. Today was kind of a long day. I was beating my head against something on Friday and got help today and figured out half of the problem that I'm having. But I reached out internally and got some answers, which was great. But it kind of raised a couple more questions. So now I have to reach out to a vendor, which sucks. Because so far this vendor has not been very helpful. So, you know. So the person's life that we're ruining, if it'll ever load, is the detective of LA Noire, because he just seems to make bad decisions. No matter what we try to do, he just seems to make bad decisions. I can't even get the game to launch right now. The gameplay is fine, but nothing to write home about, and the story is good. You just feel like it could have done with more, if that makes sense. I've actually never played the game. I've only watched the show. I guess I could switch this to chitty chatting while we try to get the game up and running. The list is longer than this, but replace dryer motor, continue packing up parents' house, cleaning up, moving a yard full of stuff, a month's worth of landscaping, cleaning your house, laundry once the dryer is fixed, build a PC for a client, and it starts there. So I think I would recommend replace the dryer motor and build the PC. Because those two are similar enough that if you get into the frame of mind to replace the dryer motor, then you can just relax by building the PC, which is something you'd be more familiar with, right? Okay, and dishes. But dishes take like 5 minutes most of the time. Like, you know, just do that lickety split real quick and hopefully you'll be good. You have to check notes, get food at some point tonight, and you're pretty overwhelmed by it. Hey, Waddles. How are you doing, Waddles? Tess, did I ask you how you're doing? Because I want to know how you're doing, too. You have to sit on your butt and do nothing and you're incredibly overwhelmed by it? Why do you have to sit on your butt and do nothing? Oh my god. Lauren just brought me a fruit smorgasbord. Is that the right word? No, this is perfect. Thank you. I do have water. I just filled it up. Look at the wonderful spread Lauren just got me. Look at that. There's mango on this side, kiwi, apple. And the girlfriend tax has been paid. How was this plum? Oh, and you gave him half? You like apple, huh, Bobby? Lauren does not skimp on her presentation. She did a very good job. And this is basically my dinner. Like a bite? Plum's apple tax has been paid. Lauren's food tax has also been paid. Lauren has been playing through Baldur's Gate 3, as has literally everyone else that I know, and they've all been enjoying it. Lauren's having a lot of fun with her character named Plumpkin, who I will have to get her to toss a portrait into the Discord. You think it's going to be cleaning dishes and maybe getting the fans in the PC. You want to be super awake and aware for the build in case frustrating stuff happens. It's PC building, so like 50-50. That's fair. That's very fair. Tess says hi. She very exhaustedly said hi. Oh, she posted it in gaming? She posted a picture in gaming. You were told you could sleep with a demon and you were sold? I mean, you could do that anywhere. That said he pushed a giant spider off a cliff that was 3 levels over him. Lauren wants to know if it was a phase spider, and I want to know why the spider didn't just cling to the wall and crawl back up. Good. He said it was a phase spider.
Hey,
would you like a bite? All right, Waddles. Thank you for the lurk. I appreciate you, bud. Have fun. Kick butt. Have good demon sex. Whoa, Tess. I am sure you are a barbarian in bed. Tess really wanted me to know that he's a barbarian in bed. And I mean, I've seen him in person. I know he is a muscular, hairy dude. Big, strong boy. God, it's so good that Shadow isn't here. A not so humble brag. Is that your great sword, or are you just happy to see me? Begging does not become you, Plum. Jackie, you missed Test yelling at me that he's a barbarian, and in Bedbot saying, because he's a barbarian in bed. Stasnak, that's very good. He's a berserker. One thing you love that your girlfriend did is never give her dog people food so she doesn't beg when we're eating. No. So, we did not give Plum any people food. Did not stop him from realizing, I can eat that food that you're eating. So now he begs. For fruit. He just whimpered.
I know.
Mm-mm. I would give him some, except for the fact that he's begging, and I don't want to do that. No, he really just wants my food. He just put his paw up on my armrest and his other one on my desk. Yeah. You tried that, and then a dog sitter let him eat beside the table, and your dog was ruined till the day she dies. Yeah, we haven't fed him at the table, but we have fed him, like, we'll prepare something, and then we'll go and, like, put the something in his bowl. And he has realized that means food. No, you can't have this. No more. Hey, Lauren, would you come do me a favor? I need you to cut the ends off of these. Yeah, just those ends. No, I'm just gonna... Spoon's messier. You think she begged a bit as a puppy, so not begging was probably a learned behavior? The not begging was a learned behavior. Yeah, I feel like all dogs realize, like, hey, if you're eating that, I could eat that, right? You almost always have to say a joke when you think of it. It's a problem. That sounds like a solution. I wish I were better at just saying jokes as I think of them. By the way, these are so good. I love Snyder's of Hanover. Girlfriend text. Girlfriend text. I have paid more girlfriend tax. You said you already ate some. God, I love Psych. It's such a good show. If there was, I think, any comedy I could emulate, it would be the relationship between Sean and Gus. You know that's right. That's what's up. You said not to acknowledge him. Y'all hear about Pluto? Messed up, right? I love that he used that line on a girl working at a space museum. What about Pluto? You didn't hear about Pluto? It's messed up. I've heard it both ways. It's Nefertiti. I've heard it both ways. And test for the record, I did eat the fuzz. Oh my god. I love Psych. It has been... Lauren, have you ever seen Psych? Oh my god. Okay, you have a choice. Finish X-Files or start Psych. Oh, I was one message off. I'm so disappointed. Oh, that messed up my whole resolution. She doesn't have a choice. She starts Psych and then finishes X-Files. X-Files is one of my favorites too. I watched all of X-Files and then like a year later they did the newer seasons and I still haven't seen the newer stuff. I'm so curious what actually happened. Not that your vote counts, but you're a huge X-Files fan. Start Psych. Hey! Thank you so much, Chip. Oh my god. Test, at this point, I just need to give you mods so you can do the proper shout out. Totally didn't forget to grab the raid call. No worries. No worries. Knowing Chips, he wouldn't care. Eat that kiwi for you? Okay. It's still got the fuzz on it, baby. I love kiwi. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, it's totally not weird. Not weird at all. Mm-mm. There's nothing weird about this. Thank you so much, Chips. Sensually eating a kiwi on stream because Chips asked me to. I did, yes. Lauren said it would be weird if I did not do that sensually. No one said sensually, but your mere presence brings it out in me. And you know that, Chips. You know that. It's really good to see you, buddy. How was RimWorld? How was your stream? What kind of weird shenanigans did you get up to? There is only one way to eat a kiwi. And you know what? I'm not going to finish that. You survived. More Clone Wars. How was the Clone Wars getting on? Also, am I in it? I can't remember if I was a clone or not, or a Jedi. I gotta stop by to get in that. Not yet. Okay, I gotta stop by to get in that. I mean, you're very right, Tess. There is only one way to do it, and it's with the fuzz. Prepares you for other things. Lauren just groaned and screamed from the other room and told me to stop. Anyway. Yeah. Yes. Sure. Okay. Okay. I'm giving you a couple. Here. Here you go. As soon as Chip shows up, all bets are off. Firefighting, EMS, and Civ RP tomorrow if I am around. What time? I might be able to. Maybe. I did see that we were getting a couple more officers, which I'm very excited for. I'm glad that we have some officers. And I also want to say, for anyone in my stream who is not currently following Chips, you totally should. Not only does he have a very sexy English accent, but he's a very good-looking man with a great sense of humor and a laugh that is more contagious than other things. Probably earlier than normal. I probably won't be able to. I'll probably still be working. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Test, what happened to your second monitor? There's always a good wing for you, Chip. Always. Mm-hmm. His laugh is the kind of infectious that is good to spread around 100%. It broke months ago and you forgot all about it. Now you got a new one. What'd you get? Hi, buddy. A good boy. Lauren's trying to introduce the hair dryer to him to get him used to the hair dryer and like getting his toenails trimmed. So she's using Apple as a new high-value treat because apparently that's what he likes. The old one is still under warranty, so you send it back to get replaced on Friday. Oh, hell yeah. That's good. We love to see that. We absolutely love to see that. Samsung 30-inch in 4K and curve. Man, I feel like I need to get some new monitors. I've got like a 23.5 and I think a 24-inch monitor, and then like a 27-inch monitor. So that box is in that box. That box is some spare parts for my PC. It's like screws and face plates and stuff like that for my two PCs. That one is the case for my second PC. That one is my key light box. I think we moved monitors in it. That Corsair one on the bottom is my main PC's tower box. The box that you see right there is toilet paper. We didn't really have anywhere else to put it except my room. It's happy TP. That box is filled with some monitor stands, I think a monitor and some other miscellaneous stuff that we just don't have room to unpack. You can't see it, but right like there behind me is a box full of tabletop RPG books. And then I have a box up on the shelf, which you can't really see right here, that is filled with spare Ethernet, HDMI, DisplayPort, DVI, and VGA cables. And then that is the Witcher board game. So 24 to 27 inch is best monitor size, assuming standard distance to monitor. I would agree. I think if I were to get a much bigger monitor, it would be too big for too close. But I got really used to using Blender on my 27-inch monitor that now that I have the 27 one over here and the 24 something in the middle, it's a lot smaller and harder to work with. You posted 2 links in the general chat of the boardwalk for a couple of nice monitors. I'll have to look. Lauren gave me a donut. Dessert for my dinner. Have fun, Test. Appreciate you stopping by. We'll get started shortly. I'm just finishing up my dinner and chitty chatting with y'all. Look, man, I don't know how much this TP was, but Lauren loved it. And like, why are bums funny? They can crack a joke. And they're cool. The toilet paper looks normal, but the wrapping is...
So this company that we use normally has like fun geometric design, but then you buy a box that it's called Happy TP. Bless. It has a bunch of fun wrapping paper.
Yes.
It's made of bamboo.
Yeah, and it's made from bamboo instead of trees, because bamboo is a lot quicker to grow. Happy guts. Most of the time it's solid, yes. It's with good fiber.
If anybody wants a referral code, $10 off, I think.
Yeah, and how much was that box? $50? And there's how many? $50 for 48 rolls? Roughly? So Lauren said we spent $100 on however many is in that box, which we think is 48. 12 boxes of tissues and 12 paper towels. So like these are the tissues. All made from bamboo. And honestly, it's like it's a lot up front, but it's so much more affordable than buying like anything else. And like it's not the super thick, like fluffy Charmin Ultra kind, but it's like just solid, good solid toilet paper. It's not like the crappy toilet paper you get at like restaurants or anything like that. What? Ah, 50% of their profits are donated to global sanitation charities. 120 sheets in this paper towel roll of 100% bamboo. So. Before you leave, you spend a lot of money on TP because you like your TP to be super comfy. Yeah, if you're used to like Charmin Ultra super soft plush toilet paper, you're probably not going to enjoy this because it's not like the really crappy kind, but it doesn't leave fuzzes or anything like that. Lauren hates the kind of toilet paper that peels, pills, or whatever it is. But yeah, $100 for 48 rolls of toilet paper, 12 rolls of paper towels, and 12 boxes of Kleenexes. I think that's a pretty solid deal. I mean, that's... so that would be 72 items for $100. Like I said, a lot up front, but it works. Hey, Stasnak. What's up? Oh, Taco Bell ad. Oh, that Cody. The other Cody. He's always a crazy boy. No. Welcome back, everyone. Hope the ad break was good. Your local bamboo source got hit hard because you haven't gotten any rain and none of it is good enough to make a flute. That's okay. That is a-okay. That happens. Rincano, I actually have not been in the Baldur's Gate 3, whatever you want to call it. I haven't bought it. As much as I enjoy tabletop RPGs, and as much as I love video games, for some reason, the concept of Baldur's Gate as a D&D video game that's trying to emulate D&D does not sound fun to me. I can't tell you why. And maybe it's just because it's like, I have terrible luck in any tabletop game I play. It doesn't matter. Monopoly, Uno, like card games, dice rolling games. If there's any type of random chance of just like drawing a card or something, awful luck. That's just called easy mode.
Yeah. That's odd.
Oh. Take this. Lauren was trying to take my mango, and that's the one part that I wanted. You know why? And it's because I haven't tried it. See, but I don't want to have to save scum. Save scumming takes all the fun out of it. Like, why even play with rolls if I'm just gonna save scum until I get it right?
Alright, we're playing Baldur's Gate. Tell me the most recent save scum that you did. I'll tell you mine. Not on here. Message private on Discord. No!
Here you go. She won't take it. It's a small bite, and she won't take it. But yeah. So, I've watched Lauren play, and the game does look good. The game is beautiful. It seems fun. I've played both Divinity 1, or Divinity Original Sin and Divinity Original Sin 2, and it seems very similar. Like, I mean, it is Larian Studios, so, like, obviously it's similar, but I've played them both, and I feel like I know what to expect out of the game. And I'm just not interested in playing D&D but a video game.
House fire, bad one. At least 4 Vicks. Get out there and find out what you can. The address is 650 North Hobart.
I mean, I feel like save scumming defeats the whole purpose of having the RNG.
I mean, you know you've made it if you got that.
But I'm not going to fault anyone else for save scumming if that's how they want to play. Like, I don't even really care for the term save scumming because it sounds much more derogatory. Like, as long as you are enjoying the game, like, play it how you want to. It does not have an appeal to me to play a game that's probably like 60 to 80 hours worth of main story material and trying to save scum it or anything like that, you know? And see, Jackie, you bring up kind of a really good point. Half the fun of D&D is rolling with the punches. A computer version of D&D lacks the flexibility and imagination, in my opinion, that an actual tabletop RPG contains. And I think that's one of the reasons why it doesn't have that appeal to me, is because if I roll poorly in a game that I'm actually playing, the DM can make whatever happen. If I roll poorly in a video game, a scripted outcome is going to happen, regardless.
You hear about Rancho Escondido?
Are we having a conversation, Biggs?
Okay, fuck it. Forget
I'm teasing you, Herschel. Tell me about it.
Well, the new housing development's a couple of weeks from completion. Burned to the ground last night. GIs are ready to move in this weekend. Developer's gonna have some very angry customers.
Any Sentry unit, 211 in progress, 522.
In real D&D, the Dungeon Master imitates the save scumming. It sounds like you have played with really bad Dungeon Masters, Rincano.
Can't hold them for misdemeanor cigarettes and matches.
It's 100+ hours easy. Well, like I said, I'm imagining it's like a 60 to 80 hour game just for the main story. Like, if you were to just do main story through and through, no side quests or getting sidetracked or anything like that, it's probably 60 to 80 hours. There's got to be a whole lot in that game. Most Dungeon Masters don't have the imagination like in this game. The DM can make whatever happen. The DM can make whatever happen. Okay. You want to send that to your group and see what their response is? I mean, yes, the DM can make whatever happen. You could fail a roll and the DM could say, hey, nothing bad happens. And you might think, okay, is that it? But people are far more unpredictable than a video game, in my opinion. And it's like, once you learn the mechanics of the video game, it's just gonna be what it is. It can't think outside the box. It can't throw you curveballs in the same way that a good DM can. I'm sure it does a great job because the minds over at Larian Studios are incredible, and they have in my opinion, probably mastered the craft of the tabletop RPG-esque video game when it comes to their games. You have Divinity, you now have Baldur's Gate. I don't remember if they did the original Baldur's Gate or Baldur's Gate 2, but they are just so good at what they do. In fact, Divinity Original Sin 2 essentially has D&D built into it, just in the Divinity universe instead of it being D&D universe. So, like, they're really good, and I'm sure the game and the gameplay is really good. I just have no interest in doing D&D. That being said, I also don't really have any interest in doing D&D in person or virtually. Like, I'm tired of D&D. D&D is old to me. That's something you were gonna bring up. Keep in mind, most luck in games is weighed in the player's favor. I was watching Lauren play, and she rolled so many low rolls. It felt like my luck in typical board games. Also, you want to say the same thing. The Dungeon Master doesn't change the rules. They may nudge the players toward a victory, but they don't change the rules to do so. What if it's AI generated? What have you got mind chips? What do you mean, what if it's AI generated? Baldur's Gate 3 is like a DM that prepared for 6 years and took all the options that appeared on the forums and made them happen. Oh, I fully believe it. I fully believe that they did a phenomenal job with setting up Baldur's Gate. I have heard nothing but good things about this game, through and through. Everyone, like, 4 of my friends have asked me to pick it up and play it with them. Because everyone's just like, oh my god, it's D&D and it's amazing. Yet every time I hear it, I'm just like, ugh.
Do you have a name?
D&D.
Mike, we recovered a picture of the family.
Okay. Anything else?
To be honest, I just got here, Phelps. Best you talk to Lynch. He's the expert.
Doesn't make any sense. Why aren't they scattered around like the rest of the debris?
I think they've been moved. Ooh. I think someone moved them after the explosion and before the fire.
Can you explain that, please?
I'm almost positive the cause of death is asphyxiation due to gas inhalation. Look at the parts of their bodies that aren't scorched. The coloring around the fingertips is typical.
They wouldn't have felt a thing.
I think the fire damage is post-mortem. I think someone moved them into this room after the explosion.
It still doesn't make any sense. Why would you run into a burning building?
What if the building wasn't burning yet? What if he did that and then set the fire? You got a response to the DM can make whatever happen? You made everything happen and it was always our fault. See, I feel like that is the type of thing that a video game cannot emulate. As much as I would love for a video game to emulate that sort of thing, I feel like that's the sort of thing that a video game cannot emulate. Yet. One day, I'm sure we'll be able to emulate something similar, but not yet. Computer's not going to be able to react the way a DM can. For instance, in a one-shot, you played an Arakakra who would fly and hit and run away. The DM, to combat that, had enemies climb up a wall to attack you. I mean, I watched Lauren play a little bit, and I know that a lot of the AI would like get higher ground and try to be really smart about how they approach situations. But yeah, I don't know how they would handle a situation with an actual flying enemy like that, you know? You would suggest try it and refund it if you don't like it. It's easily one of the best games you have ever played. Oh, I'm sure. Like I said, it's not so much about I doubt the game is good. It's more I doubt I will enjoy the game. Just because, like, one, I'm really tired of D&D. I have played and studied and read and prepared so much D&D over the past few years. The last thing I want to do is, like, read and play more D&D. I'm in one D&D campaign right now, and it's because I agreed to it a long time ago and enjoy hanging out with the people that I play it with. But otherwise, I'm pretty quiet in the game, and I don't do much other than be the occasional force to push the story along. But I try not to play. And part of that reason is because I have really crappy luck. Like, seriously, I've got a dice. I've got dice on my desk right now. I have a huge D20. Just rolled a 9. Just rolled a 1. Rolled a 4. That's another 4. Hey, there's a 14. That's a 7. That's a 2. And a natural 20. So out of all those rolls that I did, 2 of them were above 10. See, Jackie, I told you, my luck is so rough, and that's just one dice. Like, I have so many more D20s in here. Like, here's 2 more. A 15 and a 6. an 11 and a 6. 6 and a 15. Okay, these dice are obviously weighted. 5 and a 14. 11 and a 13. 13 and an 18. So, like, on a couple of those, I was rolling above 10 for once, finally. See, Rencano, that's the thing. I'm usually a dungeon master. I am, and everyone tells me I'm a pretty good dungeon master. I have low rolls, which is great for the players.
The prayer effect is from the fire. Muscles and tendons contract.
My low rolls, phenomenal for the players. And it's great for me as a DM because it allows me to build really fun, tanky monsters for them to fight. Because I basically customize all my monsters when they go up against them. I don't typically leave anything that is
it's our boy.
Vanilla.
I think he watches the fires. I think the Sawyer fire went wrong.
So what about the guy we have in jail, Phelps?
You got the wrong guy.
That doesn't explain why he ran into a burning building. What would make anyone do that?
Guilt.
For the fires?
For his mistake. This guy wants to burn houses, not families. He expects the houses to be empty. He was trying to redeem himself. He probably thought they'd be happier together.
You are one very disturbed individual, Phelps. I know you had it rough lately, but you should start to compartmentalize your thoughts.
He could be right. Can you come up with an alternative explanation?
I'm sure it's the same guy.
Are you telling me that some son of a bitch murdered these people, the whole family, and arranged them here like Cupid dolls?
Might fit, Cole. But I don't think we could ever prove it. There's very little evidence.
Evidence?
Albert, check out the hot water system. Make sure we're dealing with the same MO.
Sure, Phelps. I'll get back to you.
Leave the rest to us, Cole. You better find out what's eating Biggs.
Yeah, I'm curious now. Yeah, super grisly. Like, I'm actually kind of invested in what's happening in the story now because, like, things are a little crazy. You're kind of like me, just tired, but you haven't played in years. So. Your wife came up to you about a month ago and asked if you would be interested in playing. Playing D&D specifically, or just any type of tabletop RPG? But yes, I feel that, Cody. Both Codys feeling quite the same. Serendipitous. I think that's the word.
No good to me.
Someone asked it earlier. If... Oh, Ingle. Am I tired of RPGs or tired of D&D specifically? That is a really good question, and one that I haven't really been able to answer. Because I have a bunch of other tabletop RPGs that I've been wanting to try, and I cannot bring myself to actually start. I can't bring myself to read it. I can't bring myself to read the rules. And I don't know if I am in just like a depressive episode that is lessened due to the medications that I'm on, or if I'm just struggling with like my ADHD, or what it might be.
Doesn't look like.
But something about like, shoot, it's been hard for me to play video games in general. I was just thinking how I feel. That's not creepy. How I feel burned out, but I don't want to stop. Like, you know how typically when you feel burned out, you don't want to do anything anymore? I feel burned out, and I want to do stuff. I just don't want to, like, put the effort in. If that makes sense. D&D specifically, and you're like, maybe. Would you be interested in some other systems? If you want, when your Fallout game starts back up, you can bully you into trying a session or two and see if that sparks something. There is part of me that wants to say, yes, absolutely 100%, because that sounds really fun, and I would love to see how you run your games. But at the same time...
This is the flashpoint. The heater detonated with enough force to expose the foundations.
Dang. The thought of committing or doing anything sounds exhausting. Not for lack of fun, but just my brain is like, yeah, that sounds great, but don't do it because it's gonna be a lot, and I brain doesn't want to handle a lot, if that makes sense. Who knows? It might also spark something in bed. You're very right. You're the same way with a lot of stuff? Oh, please tell me about it. It would be really nice to be able to relate. And also on that note, that's why you said bully you into it, not invite you. I would be down to try a session or two for sure. Do you play on Wednesdays or Thursdays? Not having to be DM helped you when you had a phase similar like that? I think for me, it's the fact that, like, usually I know that an RPG session for most people is never the short amount of time that they claim it's going to be. I think it might be my attention span, and that it's going to be very hard for me to just sit there and not do anything other than play the game for 2 or 3 hours. You get bit again? Oh yeah? What'd you guys do outside? Lauren got bit, torn up by mosquitoes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What'd you do? Play ball or? Oh.
Children out there? Tired.
Oh boy. What? Okay. Thursday...
So something finally got to you.
Thursday should work.
You want my help, pretty boy? You got it. You keep riding me and you won't be pretty much longer.
We can get this guy, Herschel.
You think you've seen everything, Phelps? I was with the 2nd Marines at Bella Wood. The things that went on in that farmhouse. My own guys on fire, screaming for a way out. You're not gonna get this guy. There's gonna be no photos and no citations. We're gonna kill this miserable fuck. End of story. You getting this?
You remember the list from the travel agent?
Sure.
The Morellis were winners too. Their name was on that list.
Christ. We should take a look around, work the neighbors, see what they know. I'll go across the street.
They should have started with arson. I am here for Herschel.
I haven't done this for years.
Like, literally of all my partners.
You don't look like a fireman, son.
Out of all the partners I've had, like, he's the grizzled old guy that, like, doesn't want you to like him and that doesn't want to like you. And then he actually realizes that you might actually be able to help him and get revenge on watching and listening to all his friends get burned alive. And he's like, we're gonna get this guy. We're not just gonna catch him. We're gonna get him. We're gonna murder him. Yes. Welcome back, Kodio. God, I love donuts. Oh, they're so good. That resonated with you as well. You want to read the Trinity/Aberrant system. I've not heard of that one. I would love to hear about it, though, because it sounds cool. As well as D&D 5. And you just can't do it. Honestly, there is a part of me that just wants to say don't even bother with D&D 5th edition. It's a really good starter, like, tabletop RPG. But after playing it for so many years and DMing it for so long, I've gotten to a point where I'm just like, it doesn't do any of the stuff that I want in a tabletop RPG. And I'm very disenchanted with it right now. I'm probably a little jaded and biased on it, which is probably one of the reasons why I don't want to play Baldur's Gate 3 is because it just feels like it'll be D&D. And I don't want to play D&D, I want to do other things. I want to play anything but D&D. It's not reading, though. You managed to read an actual book cover to cover. It's game system related. Interesting. Game system related. I haven't read any books in a while. I do watch a lot of YouTube, though. It's still a little while off since we're doing this hiatus campaign, but you'll keep me posted for when you're ramping back up. Yeah, please do. Your new ×7 character sheet is almost done. Have to finish updating the stuff that's getting added to it. I'm excited to see the wizardry you've accomplished. Oh, it's a superhero system. Interesting. Hey, Shadow. How are you, bud? You arrived kind of to Salty Drillion, and you missed all the other fun stuff, for the record. 5e has a lot of good ideas. Yes. But you think it's pretty trash. It's not even in your top 3 D&Ds, never mind RPGs. D&D has a lot of really good ideas. Its story, its lore, the actors and existences that it has within it, really cool, really great. Absolutely love all that. And it went from being one of my favorite games to a game that I almost dread having to play or talk about.
All these people are vultures, officer. But you can tell me what's going on.
As the cannibals finished off eating the clown, one said, "Did that taste funny to you?"
That was really weird. What? Oh. 10? I'm sorry. Take some Benadryl and go to bed. Poor Lauren, just getting torn up by bug.
Get out!
LAPD.
She's so allergic.
About the fire next door?
Terrible luck.
No.
Imagine after having won that weekend away.
What's your name, sir?
Foreman. Dudley Foreman.
Alrighty. 5e feels like the video game related game to start to you. The book was Generation Kill, which was turned into an HBO miniseries. Oh, neat. What other fun stuff? You missed the R-rated part of the stream. You'll have to watch it back, because there was literally a part where I went, "It's a good thing Shadow's not here," because you would have had such a heyday with it. The sheet is so good though. Perks and stuff are getting put in, so there's a lot less having to track where bonuses come in from. You were doing what most people are trying to build websites to do in an Excel sheet.
I don't have all day.
It's about the Iraq War 2 Electric Boogaloo, or you broke it, you bought it, and now it's ISIS. Oh, that's right. You never finished your mutation system. Oh, God. Interesting. So is it historical fiction? Is that what it's supposed to be? 5e has a terrible combination of being hyper popular but also incredibly banal as a system, and because so many people have entered the RPG space on 5e, there are just 1,000 of the same stories coming from people that all end up exactly the same with maybe minor details changing. That is a good way to put it. Like,
hey, I don't have all day.
All the D&D stories, if you take out the game mechanics, sound phenomenal. But no one ever tells their D&D stories as D&D stories. They tell them as game mechanic retellings, and that's less fun. I feel like if you haven't tried or heard of it yet, you'd enjoy Kids on Bikes. Salad bought that, and he's supposed to be reading it to DM. So I have heard of it, but I have not looked into it because he's supposed to be doing that. And I want to play a Salad DM'd game because I've never done it. Soaking in a tub might help the insect bites. I've never heard of that. You just hear all these same results from a game that doesn't offer enough real meat to play with, and then you look at it
Did you
and
see or hear anything that might have...
Look, we were asleep.
Also
when we
high
had the
variant.
explosion.
You didn't like Morelli, did you?
Some neighbors you get along with, some you don't. Guess they should have sold up.
What do you mean?
They're knocking down all these old houses and building a new subdivision for GIs. Morelli was being difficult.
Interesting. You mostly use it as framework now. How goes that we don't wear gloves when touching evidence simulator? Phenomenal. We came across a family that was burned alive, and so you just saw their ashy husks. Oh, now it's an ad break, so I'm gonna wait anyway. This is maybe one of your favorite sentences. Written by a Rolling Stone reporter that was embedded with the Marines and in the lead Humvee for the majority of the invasion, so it's meant to be real. Oh, so it's not a historical fiction, but a historical retelling, with maybe some slight embellishment? There's a period of time where every single D&D story had verbatim, "Nat effing 20, and now you just know to tune out the story.
Hey, I don't have all day.
That's fair. That's fair. You've dodged both ad breaks somehow. I'm just glad that Twitch has put something in. It's literally right above my like chat where I would type in if I were chatting with you guys. It pops up in bright blue on my black dark mode background. It says ad break in progress, ends in a minute and a half, and it counts down. So I know that there is 30 seconds left right now. So anyone who happens to have an ad break, I know has an ad break, and I can just wait. And it's so much nicer than you guys yelling, ad break, stop talking, and then I don't see it because I was too busy talking. Bum bum ba-dum. The system basically lets you assign a character-sized dice to a skill, like 20 for your most important skill, and you can just take the middle number instead of rolling at times. So if there's a roll that's a difficulty of 8, for example, and you have 20 as that skill check's dice, you can take a 10 to just pass it. Because, like, if you have a skill you're an expert in, you should be able to be consistently average with it. I agree. And that is one gripe that I have with D&D. That you can be a freaking acrobat and still fail jumping sometimes. Think if your story revolves around a nat 20, the story is now objectively worse. You're sure it was fun on the night, but hearing it is just ugh, especially because it's usually someone not understanding how the game works too. I love that people are excited about it. I love that there is a hype moment around natural 20. But I do agree that natural 20s get way more
I don't have all day.
Focus than they should. People really harp on natural 20s being the end-all be-all when they're not. You had an ad break and it was like 10 seconds? Oh, snap. I'm glad it was only 10 seconds. Usually a minute and a half, but it also tends to be more collaborative from what you've seen people run it. I will probably have to check it out. Like I said, I want Salad to run something. I want to play it with him. It sounds almost similar to the Genesis system, but I really like the way that the Genesis system is, and I need to read the rule book again. Because I read it once, but in a time and place when I couldn't retain it. You want to hear the story about what happened, not the story about what your plastic ball showed on top. I feel that. Not enough Swiss ads on Twitch.
You said someone is knocking these
you.
houses down?
Elysian Fields. You must know them. They're billboards.
I get so many ads.
That Monroe character beaming down at you. We've had an offer for the house.
Correct,
Did the
Jackie.
Morellis want to sell?
I don't know.
Natural 20s are supposed to be a critical success only in combat, and that is to the effect of doing critical damage. It is not supposed to affect ability checks or saving. Death saves, I think
Morelli
it
was
affects.
pig-headed. He built
But
the
otherwise
house
saving
himself.
throws, no.
He didn't want to sell. Stubborn fool was ruining it for all of us.
You said the Morellis had won a weekend away to Catalina Island?
Yeah, that's right. First thing I thought after the explosion was, thank goodness they was away. But then I find out they were still in there.
Who was running the competition?
What? I don't know.
What did I just ask him? I think I asked him promotional stuff. Attack rolls and saves, at least in 3.5, you confuse things between editions. It depends on the save, but your standard save is either a pass or fail. Your death save is the only one that you can get 2 automatic successes with a critical or 2 automatic failures with a critical fail. I think 5e is great because it's a great intro game. Agreed. Not too hard to enter, but has some decent depth. Also agreed. Also, it's fairly streamlined now. It's how people in your group started, and now they're comfortable trying more complicated stuff like Cyberpunk in your current. Agreed. Too many people get stuck in D&D. Or at least 5e. It does affect death saves. You automatically pop back up with a nat 20. Oh, that's what it is. It's 2 fails for a natural 1, and it's an automatic up with a nat 20. Your mom just called and asked you what's blue and not very heavy.
You didn't enter yourself.
Light blue.
I'd already agreed to sell. The competition.
I
was an
love it. I
incentive
love
for
your
those
mom.
who were still thinking
That's
about it.
amazing. Where was I supposed to get planned demolition? Oh. I was supposed to look around. My bad. I've gotten to the point where I'm not worried about trying to interpret people's facial stuff in this game, because this game is not at all what I wanted it to be in the form of a detective game.
Model.
Oh, look, a newspaper.
I swear, this town is going straight to hell.
How did you get my number, Ira?
At first, I didn't understand you, but now I do.
I'd like you to come back to the clinic.
I'm helping other people now, Doctor.
I think you are confused. You haven't been to the clinic for weeks.
I'm not confused anymore, Doctor. I'm helping people be together.
This world is only temporary. We'll all be happier in heaven.
Why don't you tell me where you are and I can come to you? I think the fire should end now. They have served their purpose.
Oh, the fires are only beginning, Doctor. After the fires, everything will be beautiful and clean.
Everything will be erased. The world will be fresh and new.
I can see my purpose now, Doctor. And you helped me to find it.
This doctor is a terrible person. Pretty sure he's been like the catalyst behind all of the crimes. I agree, Varian. I do not mind if people do not follow the systems or the rules for that very reason. They're meant to be a guideline and just supposed to help facilitate the fun.
I think I see a body.
And Ingle, I love that you're like, I don't remember anything from 5e.
Looks like they were here for quite a
3.5,
while.
however.
Brand looks distinctive.
And yes, top tier mom.
Was wearing boondockers.
Top tier mom.
I would know that imprint anywhere.
Yeah, go ahead and send me that video about detective games, Jackie. I'd love to watch it. I love, what do you call them? Documentary, journalistic type games? Sorry, type videos like that. Better than with mine, who often asks you to explain something mid-joke, or jokes turn into explanations about why that's a serious thing and not funny. The culturally insensitive
Did you see
mother.
anyone hanging around the Morelli's home prior to the explosion?
Nope. Can't say as I was looking out, though.
You sure, Mr. Foreman? There are signs of someone hanging around over there by the fence.
Hey, now that you come to think of it, there was a guy. Kind of tall. Skinny, though.
Anything else?
Orange lumber jacket, a beat-up hat, and no hair. I thought he was the pest exterminator guy who was working around here the last few days. But that guy had hair.
Thanks for your time, Mr. Foreman.
The smoking man.
Hey, if you're
Always
interested,
comes down to
I have one of
X-Files.
those competition flyers in the kitchen. I could get it for you if you like.
That would be great.
Any luck, Cole?
Couple of things. What did you pick up?
Folded piece of paper. Looks complicated.
Japanese call it origami. Can I take a look?
Sure.
Paper crane. There's a legend about them. You fold 1,000 of these and you get a wish.
I was wondering if he was going to take it apart.
Hey, don't break it.
I'm not. I'm unfolding it. It looks like a waybill or a flyer.
For what?
For Elysian Fields developments.
Yeah, we did. We did, Jackie.
Oh, I see you already have one.
When did the flyer arrive in your mailbox?
They've been arriving for weeks. This one was in the mailbox when I got home from work yesterday afternoon.
Interesting. Her best one so far came from over the weekend. What did the polygamist hippie call his wives? 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Okay, that one's pretty good. I like that one too. Your mom's clever.
Triple homicide. Is that true?
You're the reason brothers and sisters shouldn't marry.
3.5 is your RPG Bible. You don't think it's the best RPG, but it hits such a good balance of player options and followable rules while all not being nicely organized. It suffered a good bit of bloat later on, but still so good. That's one of the reasons why I've wanted to try Pathfinder 2.0.
North Oxford Avenue, Wilshire. Anything else?
You were talking to Salad about the Call of Cthulhu and how he's interested in that to run as well. I've played that. That one is a lot more difficult, and I don't mind failing in that one because I know you're essentially supposed to fail. Like, that game is built around kind of not having successes. Which is an interesting way to run a game.
You're about to do what? Leland Monroe? He's a personal friend of the mayor and the chief. Are you out of your mind? I'm warning you, Phelps.
Commander, we have a line of inquiry.
You have something, you bring it to me. You're hanging by a thread, Phelps. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Good. Have a report on my desk today.
Kelty has warned us off over Elysian.
Makes sense. It's a dead end. We should check out Rancho Escondido.
You know the place?
Sure. Corner of Fountain and Wilton. Let's go.
Have you tried Pathfinder V2? Because you enjoyed original Pathfinder as being 3.5 part 2. I like how I was just talking about Pathfinder 2.0. Okay. You haven't actually played it. You were starting your Fallout campaign when it dropped, but that lasted until very recently, but you have read it and think it's neat. How long has your Fallout campaign been going again? Did 2.0 only recently drop? Is it really not that old? I thought it was older than it is. I'm stealing that to tell my partner, and I look forward to the eye roll and exasperated sigh. You gotta tell me how that goes, Varian. You're in a meat grinder. If you live more than a few sessions, you're doing great. Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind playing a game that I know I'm supposed to fail. And like, my death progresses things, or my failures progress things. I love that. D&D lacks that a lot, in that failure is typically very binary and does not tend to progress things unless you have a very good DM who knows how to progress things out of failure, which D&D does not inherently try to do. Most think it's R, but it's truly the C they love. I think the relatively simplified action economy in Pathfinder 2 is what really sets it apart for you.
There's more religion in the end of a nightstick than in 100 cathedrals.
I really need to read Pathfinder
I'm not gonna tell
instructions
you again,
now, too.
sir. Don't tell me when and how I can come and go on my own property. It is not
This is
safe,
America,
sir.
dickhead.
Now step back, or I'll lock you up for
Smart
a fray.
mouth son of a bitch!
You sorry
I'm gonna
sack.
be blackened.
That's done it, Cole. We're gonna have to pacify these little saps.
Come on,
I'm gonna bust you right in the mouth.
Don't worry. I'll let you out.
And stay down. Oh, he's getting back up, huh? There we go. Oh, your GURPS
Good thing
books?
you showed up when you did, detectives. Those folks were baying for blood.
I forgot about your GURPS books.
Let's see if there's anything left to take a look at.
Oh, look, this dude's hat. I wish I could pick it up and give it to him. Thanks for interpreting your ADHD typing where you mean one thing and type the same thing twice. That's okay. I figured you either meant sigh and exasperated eye roll or eye roll and exasperated sigh. So I filled in where I thought the blanks might fit. Fallout campaign lasted 3.5 years. You started playing a couple months after Pathfinder 2 officially released. Wow, so it's only 3.5 years. I didn't think it was going to be that young. Whereas D&D 5e has been out for how long?
Mortar is like dust. Is that normal in a fire?
You'd expect some shrinkage in the heat, but it looks like the cement barely adhered to the brick. Doesn't appear to be any wall ties either. This thing looks like it was built on the cheap.
Oh no, Nightingale, I'm so sorry that your flight home got canceled. I didn't even realize that you were away traveling. Should I have known that?
If we're paying a visit to Elysian and ruining my career, let's bite the bullet and get on with it.
The amount of beating up people in this game is hilarious to you. Man, the 1950s, where you could just enter a fist fight with anyone and it's fine. Now, if you look at someone wrong, you know. I mean, it's probably for the better. I don't really want people to just, like, start fist fights in the middle of the street or anything. Your Fallout campaign did end a little bit ago now. Yeah, I know it's been a few months. Ooh, pollen is kicking your butt. I am so sorry. Yeah, my allergies have been a little bit more too. I've been a little bit goopier. And mosquitoes have been out and bugging Lauren significantly more. How does a British man identify fake news? He takes a propaganda. I like that one, Indif. That was really good. Thank you for that joke. Welcome. How are you doing tonight? It's literally in the D&D VC group chat. When did you put that? Because I haven't checked that recently. If I'm being honest. Okay, that one's not too far away. We'll go do that one. Recently? Okay. Yeah, so that's probably how I missed it. Usually I'm pretty good at checking them, but I can't say that I've done much in the way of checking Discord stuff today. I don't know, man. Maybe I am a little burned out. I've been thinking about what I'm gonna be doing after LA Noire, and I don't know. Lauren was saying that she wants to play something together, so I've looked at some co-op games. But I'll have to see if she's still down for that. You're bad at Discord. You used it way more than normal this week because partner is in Japan and how you can keep up with each other. I love that Discord allows for that capability. So much better than international texting. How's your partner enjoying their trip to Japan? big mood on that pause. Did I pause? Ingle, you are referencing things and I feel like they're very important, and now I'm really trying to understand what I'm missing. So please forgive me.
In the vicinity, a citizen reports a 459 there now at 38 North Catalina. Unit to handle code 2 identified.
Ba-ba-ba. Play Surgeon Simulator 2. Oof. I was looking at, I think it's Bread and Fred.
Shit! Stop! LAPD!
And Biped, I think, is another one that looked cute. That is honestly a more appropriate response than you think. I'll be honest, I don't really remember what I said to the response. I just know that I was questioning what you meant.
Stay on his ass, Cole. Don't lose him. Smash the son of a bitch's rear wheels.
How deep does the rabbit hole go? That is the real question, isn't it?
Step on it, huh?
Oh my
Maybe
God.
just a little closer. Lay into his wheel well. Come on.
But I'm scared to go to prison, mister. They'll take
Why
one
did you
look at me
run?
and-
7:07 a.m. flight tomorrow. Please tell me they're putting you in a hotel or something. They're having a lot of fun so far, and so you're so happy for them because they needed this chance to recharge. They've been getting burned out and overworked lately. You're glad they don't have the ability to work while over there. That's wonderful. What do they do, if I may ask? Super Bunny Man Co-op. What is Super Bunny Man? Fred and Fred could be relationship destroying. That is one of the reasons why I was debating not doing Bread and Fred, is because I want to play a fun, silly game that I think Lauren will have fun with, and not one that will end up being too frustrating, you know? A Way Out and It Takes Two. I did A Way Out with Matt recently. I was thinking about doing It Takes Two. I thought that one could be fun to play with Lauren. It was a pause during a comment about burnout, and I was just like, yeah, man, I get it. Ah. That's something else that I have noticed, and Lauren said that she has noticed in me over the past few years, is that... Oh, that's where I was earlier. Is that I will sometimes pause for longer than most people anticipate someone in the middle of a conversation to pause for, to think of a response. And so I tend to get interrupted because I pause for longer to let something sit. I do like a little bit of dramatic pausing or pregnant pausing. You get a hotel voucher. What does a hotel voucher mean? What is Super Bunny Man?
Detectives Phelps and Biggs, LAPD, to see Leland Monroe.
Do you have an appointment?
We're the police, lady. We don't need an appointment.
Can I tell him what it's about?
It's an official investigation.
There are 2 police officers here to see Mr. Monroe.
It's very stupid. I mean, that sounds good.
Thanks, ma'am.
Stupid and silly and fun is what we want. I want...
May I help you, gentlemen?
Really? You could literally just hear us down
Wonder
there,
how many
huh?
more layers we gotta go through to get to this guy.
We would like to speak to Mr.
I really
Monroe.
want the
I'm
clips
afraid
channel to
it's
just be filled with
impossible.
clips of
Mr.
Lauren and I
Monroe's
laughing.
schedule is booked weeks in advance.
Cut to the chase, sister. Is he in?
I'm not at liberty to reveal that, officer.
So he hired you for your intelligence?
I find that offensive.
You have every right to.
This is getting us nowhere, miss.
Casino.
Would you like us to return with a warrant?
That won't be necessary, gentlemen. Come into my office.
Oh, that looks like the guy who played the father in Fringe.
You like a cigar? Drink, boys.
Sure, I'll have a scotch.
Biggs.
Look at all these developments. Yeah, I actually am enjoying Herschel. He's grumpy and he's, you know, old and just like that kind of grizzled partner. But he's not a dick like partner number 2 was in, what was it, Homicide? Traffic partner was good. And he's not awful like Roy. Rusty, that was his name, Rusty. I did not like Rusty.
It's terrible, boys.
John Noble, yes.
How can I help?
I'm glad you both know that because I had no idea what his name was. They have a phenomenal cast for this game, and I love that they actually brought in their likenesses. You play as 2 men in bunny costumes with very limited control of movement and have to do platforming. Go to partner number 2. That's alright, I don't remember partner number 1 either. I just know the first one. And I liked him, he was alright.
Elysian Fields and Suburban Redevelopment Fund flyers keep turning up in the vicinity of the fires.
They're turning up all over town, boys. Can you imagine the current demand for housing?
So that's your explanation, Mr. Monroe? Coincidence?
Explanation?
That's very fair,
Why,
Nightingale.
what's to explain? I advertise
Hey,
on radio and billboards
you.
for buyers, and I advertise for sellers using waybills.
Carl, did you forget my name? Of course not, I know your name. It's Paul. My name is Paul.
Burnt out in their home. Another house burned to the ground. Another Elysian Fields.
Oh my
flyer.
God, I love
Our
llamas with
information is
hats.
that they didn't want to sell.
Are you saying that's something to do with me? Is that your point?
Point is, every time we find a family barbecued, we find one of your flyers. Is that good advertising?
Llamas with hats gives me an existential crisis because it starts off so good and so funny and so stupid, and then you get to the end and you are heartbroken with a hole
What do you know
in your
about a
chest.
competition for families to win free vacations to Catalina Island?
My company runs many promotions. I'm not familiar with that one.
Detective Heart of America? I don't think I've heard of that one, no.
About the vacation offers.
You can believe whatever you like, son. You're missing the vital ingredient called proof.
What, you mean you don't know about this literal flyer right here with your face on it?
Your face is all over the flyers, Mr. Monroe. You know about the prizes, and you're aware that they get given to holdouts.
My face is the brand. It's on all our advertising. Did you know that the mayor and the chief of police are part of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund? Do you want to accuse them of murder as well?
Interesting. I will have to watch that. Is it an animated movie?
We've made offers to buy houses in areas where fires have been recorded.
Are you suggesting that I'm burning people out of their homes so that I can sell them new ones?
What happens to your plans if a family like the Morellis refuses to sell?
We work around them. Business finds a way. That's the American way.
Did I see the recut for brand conscientiousness or whatever it was? A new version released last month, same guys. It's Puppets. You have a signed copy of the DVD and they stream it on July 4th. Is that the only way to watch it is on July 4th? I'm sad I missed it. Are you talking about the same thing Ingle's talking about, Shadow?
Come on, Mr. Monroe. You expect me to believe that you would build a new development with one of those old piles smack bang in the center of it?
Progress is an inexorable process, detective. Those who choose to stand in defiance are usually confined to the wastebasket of history. To answer your question, yes, we would build around them if we had to. Most people see sense.
What's Elysian Fields' involvement in Rancho Escondido?
One of our latest housing developments. It was due to open on the weekend, or was before the unfortunate conflagration.
It met with building code regulations.
Absolutely. Only the best for our returning heroes.
It's a big old lie.
Bro. There's something out of kilter about that development.
Son, I've had enough of you and your fidgety friend. There's no way in hell you can prove that my materials were inferior.
Poor cement quality, I think. Recut for brand conscientiousness is llamas with hats, but recut for brand conscientiousness. Okay, now I'm really curious. I don't think I have seen
I'm no
that.
expert, but I think we'll find that the bricks being used on those houses are undersized and the mortar is faulty.
And there's no wall ties connecting the masonry to the frame.
Every building is built to a budget, boys. Those buildings were inspected and fully insured by California Fire and Life. Investment of that magnitude demands it. Do you think that they'd vouch for the buildings without examining them? The arsonists, do you have any suspects?
We aren't at liberty to say.
I didn't think so. The contractors I use for waybills, do you suppose it could be any of them? I have a list of their names if it'd be of any help.
That would be very helpful, Mr. Monroe.
Glad to hear it. I'm always happy to help the LAPD. My secretary will provide you with that list. Did you know that I'm on the board of the police pension fund?
Glad to be of help, officers.
Starts off as just a semi-funny edit, but veers off to a different ending. Hi, buddy boy. What's going on? Is mommy not giving you attention anymore? Is she busy playing other things? Is she playing Baldur's Gate? Now I'm gonna have to go watch that. I had no idea that they did a recut, but I'm very excited because I loved Llamas with Hats. Llamas with Hats was amazing. All right, there was an ad break. Ad break should be over. Welcome back, everyone, from the ad break. I love that I have that now. That's so handy.
What's the story? Any of these names ring a bell?
Herbert Chapman is on this list.
All right, who's Herbert Chapman?
Find the phone. We need to know where we're at with Chapman.
Oh, is Chapman the dude that's been watching fires?
The boss is a fine man.
This guy's got a screw loose.
Are we going to the Mocambo this Friday?
Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
Can you check whether we are still holding a Herbert Chapman?
Let me find out for you. He was released this morning, Detective. I'm sorry, Detective.
It's not your fault. Can you give me a last known address and put out an APB on the guy?
I'll get back to you, Detective. APB will go out over KGPL shortly.
Thanks, ma'am.
Oh, this was unexpected. Phelps, my boy. Oh, it's Roy.
Buy me a drink, Cole? No. Not even for old time's sake? Not even for that. You're not gonna ask me why I'm here? I wouldn't give you the pleasure. We'll get around to it. She's in fine voice this evening. I wonder how the commander would feel
Save
about...
the threats for someone who cares about them, Roy.
You're breaking my heart, Cole. You know how I feel about you.
Yeah, you hate my guts because I'm a better cop than you, and I was ruining your
Stay away
job.
from Elysian Fields.
I should have known that you were playing errand boy.
You and your doofus partner. You have been warned.
Thanks for your cooperation, officer.
I love you.
Stay away. You have no idea the type of people that are involved in that
I
company.
have a pretty good idea, Roy. The same kind of people that sent you here.
Your investigation is finished. Homicide will be taking over from here. I've heard we've had a spate of grass fires in the hills that you and that hunchback might be able to handle. Thanks for the drink, Cole.
And we still hate Roy.
You get the message about Monroe?
Yeah, Earl delivered it. You?
McKelty. He started making noises about my pension.
Sorry about that, Herschel. I didn't mean to drag you into this.
Save it, Phelps. Monroe's an asswipe. And so was Earl. And so was McKelty when it's all said and done.
KGPL calling the car 11K, 11K.
11K, go ahead.
11K, the last known address of suspect Herbert Chapman is 650 North Kingsley Drive in Wilshire.
Roger that, KGPL. 11K en route.
Let's go pick him up.
You fought at Sugarloaf, didn't you?
I did, but I don't like to talk about it.
You come across a guy called Jack Kelso out that way?
You know Jack Kelso?
He's an insurance investigator over at California Fire and Life. Our paths cross from time to time. For some reason, seeing you makes me think of him.
Has Jack spoken to you about his experiences on Sugarloaf or the rest of the campaign?
Jack keeps stum just like you do. I know what it feels like to get back from conflict. You gotta respect that.
I'm sorry, is Jack Kelso about to pop up and he's the dirty guy at California Life and Fire who inspected and approved those faulty houses? Is that what we're about to learn? Because I feel like it's heading that way. Again, I was not expecting to be as invested into the goings-on of this game as I am with what's happening in Arson. I feel like they should have started with Arson. Like, if I were to take this game and rewrite it, I would probably have the affair be the inciting incident and then have it be a climb back to the top starting with Arson. Or maybe have like Vice be the start. Like you come back as a returning war vet, start with Vice, and have the affair be prevalent from the beginning, and then get knocked down to Arson, and then have to work your way up and ending in Homicide, because that's supposed to be the like the cushy beat. Like if I were to rewrite it, I think that's how I would do it, because Traffic and Homicide made no sense. They felt like afterthoughts when it came to the story, like
we're looking for Herbert Chapman.
I'm looking for him too.
Plotline.
I need him to move his car so I can mow the lawn.
He's definitely not here.
I've been banging on his door off and on for a couple of hours. Yeah, he's out somewhere. There's some
Let's
kind of
take
problem.
a look at the car.
Let's see what he's hauling around.
Oh, he's got those flyers. He's got the mosquito coils.
And hard evidence.
Well, you don't see that every day.
We should revise the APB. He's clearly armed.
He's the dirty cop in the newspapers. Here's what I heard. That
Definitely gives him opportunity.
All you, but they covered it up. Some kind of conspiracy.
Hold it, Cole. There he is. It's Chapman. He's coming out of the laundromat. Shit. He's seen us.
Cops. Again.
Oh.
Son of a bitch. He must have caught the trolley. We gotta move fast, Cole.
Pulls a gun and then hops on the trolley. I would have just hopped on the trolley without the gun.
11K calling KGPL.
Go ahead, 11K.
11K requesting assistance. In pursuit of suspect aboard the 1110 University streetcar, currently heading east on Melrose Avenue. Advise all units. Suspect is in control of car and driving dangerously.
What am I supposed to do here?
All units, officers need assistance on Melrose Avenue. A suspect aboard the 1110 University streetcar headed eastbound. Approach with caution. Suspect is in control of the streetcar and driving dangerously. Units to handle code 3 identified.
I could have sworn I knocked one of these off the tracks before. Am I just following him? Okay, I guess I'm just following him. This isn't too difficult.
See if he can damage one of the wheels. Might act like a brake and slow the thing down.
Oh, okay, so I am supposed to be hitting it.
I need to be close to Phelps. Hold him. End of the line, you little prick. Come on, Cole.
All I had to do was follow the streetcar, apparently. I'm sorry. What? Dude pulls his gun out and puts like 4 rounds into me before I can get 1. That definitely was not expected.
We gotta move fast.
Like,
Cole.
it would have been different if he jumped out immediately, but
I'll call
nope.
this in. Get some cars dispatched. Car 11K calling KGPL.
You had a 91% shot with your rogue and missed.
11K
D&D.
requesting assistance. In pursuit of suspect aboard the 1110 University streetcar, currently heading east on Melrose Avenue. Advise all units. Suspect is in control of car and driving dangerously.
Roger, 11K. All units, officers need assistance on Melrose Avenue.
Thank you.
Suspect aboard the 1110 University streetcar headed eastbound. Approach with caution. Suspect is in control of the streetcar and driving dangerously. Units to handle code 3 identified.
Stay on his ass, Cole. Don't lose him. See if he can damage one of the wheels. Might act like a brake and slow the thing down.
91%. What's the math in that? D&D math.
Sleep on me. Get it close. Look, Cole, the side plate's gone. Get me closer. I think I got a shot here. End of the line, you little prick. Come on, Cole.
Are you on the sauce or what?
Looks like we have our man, Cole. Well done.
I'm not so sure. Chapman seemed to have his own agenda. There seems to be more to this than a personal vendetta.
Sounds like some XCOM map.
The fires benefit Elysian in some way. I don't see Chapman and Monroe working together.
You have a point. The evidence is good for Chapman. Hard to be worrying about his side of the story when he's blasting away with that big 45.
XCOM is another game that I always wanted to play and go through the story
Nice
of.
work, gentlemen. Put yourself at considerable risk stopping that trolley and probably saved a lot of lives. Anyone else but you, Phelps, and you'd be up for a bravery award. We've had our eyes on that slippery son of a bitch Chapman for as long as I can remember. I couldn't be happier than to wipe him off the scoreboard. I hope this puts to bed that crazy stuff you had going about Leland Monroe. What were you thinking, Phelps? We'll be calling Richard Nixon a crook next.
That is probably the best joke they have put in this game yet.
What is it?
A letter from Lou. His insurance policy named me beneficiary.
California Fire and Life. You worked for Elysian?
The roofs that he was working on collapsed.
It's a very generous settlement. Elsa, I'd like you to do something for me. I think there's something dirty about Elysian Fields.
What has that got to do with Lou?
I want you to reject this settlement. I want you to go and see an investigator named Jack Kelso and ask him to make some inquiries about Lou's case.
Isn't this police work?
Do you want to find out what happened to Lou?
Why would he help, this Kelso?
Jack won't be able to help himself if he smells a rat.
He's a friend of yours?
He hates my guts. Elsa, you could take this money and let them get away with it, or we could get Jack's help and do something about it.
Who is Lou?
Why not be honest with this man, Cole? He deserves your honesty if you want his help.
Believe me, Elsa, I'd like to level with him. I really would, but it's too late. Years too late.
I feel like Chapman takes his motive and any possible ties to Monroe in Elysian Fields to the grave. I feel like there's a lot of backstory that is not expanded upon.
Mr. Kelso?
That's what the sign on the door says, miss.
Lou was a friend, apparently.
I'm trying to imagine you with a personality.
You're curious who Lou is as well, so you searched it up, went to the wiki, and background. Quote, during Hitler's rise to power, he and Elsa, end quote. What a strong start. Yeah, I was just briefly looking over the wiki that I was following, and it says, Elsa learns that she is to receive a large settlement in the death of a friend who'd named her as a life insurance beneficiary. So it's just a friend. I thought it was like an ex-husband or something. Just a friend. It does definitely throw random tidbits of stuff in bed, for sure. Oh, yeah, I forgot he was in Lord of the Rings. No, John Noble, that is. Where is the... next case, House of Sticks. Thank you. Yeah, he plays, Boromir and Faramir's father, doesn't he? If I remember right. Okay, so I do have some clues and stuff to find and some questioning to do. Interestingly enough, apparently in this one, I don't play as Phelps, I play as Kelso. I was expecting him to be crooked. Denethor, yes, that's who it was. Thank you. Good memory. Dear Miss Lichtman, pertaining to the matter of policy number 11901-659 and the sudden death of a Mr. Louis Jan Bushwalter, I am writing to inform you that you have been named as a sole beneficiary of Mr. Bushwalter's estate. Please find attached a settlement check for $20,000, the maximum payable amount in accordance with Clause 4A of the Life Care, Disability, and Accidental Death Policy which Mr. Bushwalter held. You know what's sad? Life policies like this are still about that much. Most of them. Or like accidental death and dismemberment or disability and stuff like that. They're still like only 20 grand. You can get bigger ones, but most of them are just really piddly stuff. If you wish to dispute the settlement, you may contact our account management office by return mail or by phone during office hours. With condolences, Clarence W. Fleming, Claims Assessor, California, Fire and Life.
And there's no need to come into the office, Ms. Lichtman. If you accept the settlement, all you need to do is sign here.
Your life insurance is $50K and essentially free. I don't remember what my life insurance is. I'd have to look. But the Terrible Tomato scene with one of the coolest songs. Yes.
I don't accept this.
What do you mean you don't accept? I think you're pushing your luck, lady. This seems to be a ridiculously generous settlement. A $200 policy with a $20,000 payout? You should...
I don't want the money.
What do you mean you don't want the money?
I want you to investigate this case. I feel my friend may have been the victim of foul play.
Okay. Let me get the case file.
He wasn't hard to convince. Okie dokie. Elysian Fields.
There's got to be more in these files.
We'll just tippy tap on everything. You got it super young with the price locked in and it gave you a discount on your car insurance, so you're paying something like $9 a year for it right now. That sounds amazing. Insurer. Where do you need me to tap? There we go. While in the employ of Elysian Fields Development, Louis Jan Bushwalter was killed when the roof of the property on which he was working collapsed. On Tuesday, 28th January, at approximately 8:30 in the morning, Mr. Bushwalter was ascending the roof structure of a property at the Normandy Avenue development when a fault in the ridge beam caused it to sag. Witnesses report that Mr. Bushwalter slipped and attempted to right himself by holding onto a ceiling rafter, but the rafter broke. Mr. Bushwalter fell approximately 23 feet to the ground. His falling weight caused several ceiling joists to snap, and these fell inward along with parts of a prefabricated roof truss. An autopsy later revealed that Mr. Bushwalter's cranium was shattered, probably when he struck his head on the roof of the beams, or on one of the roof beams. He sustained significant internal injuries as a result of the falling timber and died of internal hemorrhage approximately 10 minutes after the initial roof collapse. Independent testing of the ridge beam and roof truss has determined that faults in the timber were undetectable prior to installation. Witnesses report that Mr. Bushwalter was following all safety procedures. It is the opinion of this investigator that the death of Louis Jan Bushwalter continues a genuine and unavoidable industrial accident, and no fault can be ascribed to Elysian Fields Developments. The insurance benefits associated with this policy should be paid in full to the designated beneficiaries. Timothy
Sounds
Lee.
like your friend took a hell of a fall. I'm sorry for your loss.
Tap, tap. Good documents. That's just what I want to do now when looking at anything. Just pop, 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 pop. Insurance is such a pain. Only reason you haven't left your current job after the hour cut is because you need the insurance. And also, what's been happening since they arrested that dude who crashed his truck? A lot has happened. Also, yes, insurance is a pain and also a scam, and I wish we did not need to have insurance.
Do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
Of course not.
What basis do you have for your claim of foul play?
Lou Buckwalter was a craftsman. I don't believe he would have made a roof that would collapse.
You want me to reopen this case based on your woman's intuition? That isn't going to happen. Take the money.
I've already told you I do not want the money. There's something wrong with that house.
Let's see. We shot a dude who hijacked a tram. We interrogated the CEO of Elysian Fields and then basically got told to screw off by our bosses at the PD because he's on the board of pension or something with the PD and they're good friends.
You and Buckwalter weren't married?
No.
Then how did you become his beneficiary?
We were family friends.
You expect me to reopen this case because you come in here walking that walk? Well, I'm not buying it. I think you should tell me what the hell is going on.
You really want to know?
Yes.
We were interned together on Ellis Island. Resident alien Germans whose parents had been killed by Nazis. Do you see the irony in that, Mr. Kelso? We spent 4 years there.
I guess here's the backstory. It just felt weird that they threw in a guy named Lou and it's like, what? Huh? What's going on?
So the roof collapsed, accidents happen. What exactly are you trying to achieve here, Miss Lichtman?
Exactly what I said. I want that building thoroughly investigated.
I'm intrigued, Miss Lichtman. I really am. But you're going to have to give me something if you want me to get involved in this.
There is a conspiracy surrounding Elysian Fields and the new houses they are building. I believe your insurance company is involved.
That's pretty heady stuff, Miss Lichtman. Flimsy, but heady.
I've told you what I know, Mr. Kelso. What are you going to do about it?
All right, Miss Lichtman. One final question.
Yes.
What's your address?
Is that usual?
Is there anything usual about this case, Miss Lichtman?
The address is on the letter, Mr. Kelso.
The address, not the phone number.
Ooh. Yep. Real smooth.
Mr. Benson would like to see you in his office, Jack. Upstairs. Come on, I'll walk you up.
Ooh, real smooth. Let me look at this piece of paper real quick. Think.
And then the louse calls and says he's gonna marry you.
I'll be in touch.
Am I? Why Michigan? I don't know how phones work. I didn't need that. How did old phone numbers work, and why is it MI?
I'm going to memorize your name.
He's dull as dishwater, but I'm not with him for the conversation. I've seen people like you.
This is
but I had to pay
1947, not
admission.
1927. Of course a girl can ask a fella out.
Really? Dude's just playing golf in his office?
Benson? You wanted to see me?
Ah, yes, Jack. I'm just trying out a new putter. I noticed Elsa Lichtman in the lobby.
Why is this guy...
It's the weirdest thing, Mr. Benson.
Call me Curtis, Jack. This is California.
Like I said, Curtis, this is a very strange case.
How so, Jack?
That lady, Elsa Lichtman, is refusing a 20 grand payout.
Elsa Lichtman is hardly a lady, Jack. She's a jazz musician. Plays at the Blue Room in Hollywood. She has a fine pair of lungs, now that I think
She's
of
the
it.
beneficiary of this guy, Lou Buckwalter. He was killed in an industrial accident working for Elysian Fields Developments. You know Elysian?
I'm familiar with Leland Monroe. We move in similar circles.
Well, Miss Lichtman is making some pretty serious accusations. She says the case stinks and that
She's a
something
very
happened.
highly strung girl, Jack. Strung out might be a better way to put it.
It's a pretty generous payment, Curtis. I think I should look into it.
Is there anything wrong with the paperwork, Kelso?
No, there isn't, Mr. Benson.
I didn't think so. Pay the case out and get her off our backs.
I can't make her take the money,
Deal
sir.
with it, Jack. Do your fucking job. Do I have to do everything?
No, sir, you don't.
Fine, Jack. Fine. You know I have the greatest confidence in you.
Thanks, Mr. Benson.
Your car, Mr. Kelso.
Thanks, kid.
I like that I can just skip to my destination as myself. Chevrolet Fleetmaster. Ah, no one can give me directions because I don't have a partner. What? This sucks. I want someone to tell me when to turn right. I wonder if I break the law like this and pass by a cop if they would try to pull me over. Now! Ah! Wait, that was left. Ah, that was right. Turn left. I need to go straight. I can't go left now. Head straight on through. Wait, I can kind of go left here. Ooh. Ooh, that was close. You're lurking how to drink after work, and now you are relaxed. Off to shower and then eat dinner? Well, I am glad to hear that you enjoyed your drink. Go have a good shower. Eat some delicious dinner.
Control your car.
And I will catch you later, my dude. I think that guy needs to see a doctor. That doesn't look... Hold on a second. My dude, are you okay? Oh!
How's it back? Real happiness is when you marry a girl for love and you find out later she's got money.
Yeah? Yeah, is that real happiness, my guy? Oh! Oh! Okay. Wait, can I?
Stay off the moonshine, Putz!
Ah. I can't phase through things. He's just a little bored. I think his career has peaked. I bet that guy is single. It's like talking to a wall with him. That guy has not a shingle thing to talk about. You're right, Angle. There's an ad break going on, so that's why I'm waiting a second. Shingle? It's a roof joint. Yeah, but shingles go on roofs. You missed shingle. You were mad at yourself. I thought you missed a very good opportunity, so I thought I'd take it.
Taught me to mix it. Someone is cutting corners.
Wow, apparently this guy knows how to make cement. Portland cement, base building sand, coarse, 1/4 inch graded aggregate. You're welcome. Look, we can't let something like that go to waste, can we? You're too busy expanding your mutation list. Coming up with negative sides to them is hard sometimes. Others is pretty easy. Let me know if you need any help. I can try and brainstorm with you. City of Los Angeles, Department of Building and Safety, Order of Demolition. The City of Los Angeles...
Bulldozing and starting again.
Pursuant to Section 191, Part 1, Subsection A of the California Building Code, hereby orders that any building work at the Normandy Avenue subdivision associated with the incident of the 28th of January 1947 be immediately demolished and all building materials removed from the site. Fungal-themed mutation, compost.
Leland Monroe. The man with the grin. Looks like he doesn't like to be disappointed.
Living tissue you touch begins to decompose is the positive. Negative, living tissue you touch begins to decompose. Yeah. I can see that as both a positive and a negative, especially if you touch your own living tissue.
Hey, you just can't be walking around down here.
I'm Jack Kelso from California Fire and Life.
I don't care if you're from the Vatican. Buzz off.
I'm investigating the accidental death of a Lou Buckwalter and...
You deaf? Do I have to beat on you?
Looks like you do.
You're a real asshole. You know that?
I came to see the house where Lou Buckwalter died. You were just about to offer to show me the way.
It's out the gate and 3 houses down on the left. Don't know what you're looking for, smart guy. There's nothing there.
Then I'll poke around in the rubble.
Fine. As long as you're out of my sight.
Yeah, that dude has... It was born with glass bones and paper for skin. So the main thing now, you're revamping the whole system to have groups of mutations. Like one theme with approximately 6 mutations that make a whole set. Oh, okay. That sounds interesting.
The place falls down and then they bulldoze it. What gives here?
We don't need this?
Not for construction use. Okay. So far for groups you have Mole Person, Wire Brain, robot style stuff, Gekology, Fallout Geckos specifically, Insectoid, Humutate, Enhanced Human basically. Oh, Humutate. Gotcha. Kineticist, figure it out, and Fungi, fungus one. Ah, can that one just have like the Pip-Boy like doing that, but with like a mushroom cloud behind him or something? Glass Bones, Paper Skin, who is also sensitive to criticism. Isn't that the conveniently broken off at just the right point? Mighty considerate of them. I know, right? All of this stuff being not for construction. Brick. Funny guy puts a thumbs up and it's a mushroom. There you go. That's even better. Or finger guns with like mushrooms as the fingertips. Thank you. Lauren is giving me more donuts. Donuts.
You are a modest little person with much to be modest about.
Let's try to piece this together.
Yeah, I've been hankering for a dust-up.
Keystone Films. Who gets their lumber from a film studio?
Ooh, that do not sound good. Would I like to explode? Not particularly. Why? Oh.
Son of a bitch.
Oh. Case failed. Investigator down. If you were making art for these, yes. Well, now you got to make art for them.
Son of a bitch.
One of them is mycelium, where you can grow onto anything organic to eat it, but you become very vulnerable while you do it. Oh, that sounds interesting. Oh, wow. So I actually have to shoot this guy. Of the package that we opened today? Okay. Thank you. Ooh. Wait, did I just skip it? Oh, okay. I thought I skipped it. I was like, no, I didn't want to skip it. Also, why do I, a random fire investigator have a gun?
Just when I thought we were starting to get on.
I feel like being able to eat anything that would normally be rotten and inedible would be a great survival perk, especially in that wasteland. I like how I just shoot some dude in the head and then walk away. Like, no big deal. I need to fight fire with firing. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Jack Kelso, California Fire and Life Investigator. I need an address.
He doesn't even call it in.
Company.
The address is...
Best part is, if they get these mutations, it will probably be from a previous attempt to make food a non-issue. Hey, Apple, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, everyone. How are you doing? You're taking a flight to a different city that is also nearby, so you're still flying home tonight. Yay! Congratulations, Nightingale. Aw, thank you all so much. Thank you for the follow. Oh my god. Yep. Penrose and Mr. Liquor. Oh my god. Hi Penrose, hi Liquor. Hello, tells the story tonight. Hi Robin, how are you all doing? Also, hi Apple. I hope you were having fun with Among Us. Were you playing with Larry again by chance? Yes, I can't wait to catch up with you on Thursday. Please get some good rest. Thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate you. Not tonight? Oh, okay. I was gonna say. Oh, it's Tickler, not Liquor. I'm sorry. Liquor. Well, you know, the mind reads what it wants. Hey, Sean, how's it going, bud? Long time no see. Thank you, Apple. Have a good sleep. I will talk with you later. I'm looking very much forward to it. I can't wait to hang out with you. It has been way too long. Freudian slip. Look, when it involves Larry, that ain't no slip. What's a tickle without a good lick? Tell me about it, seriously. How are you all doing tonight? I appreciate you all coming out here from Apple's stream. To my friends, if you don't know Apple, I used to play a lot of Among Us with her because she is a wonderful person. She's got a beautiful voice, very... What is the word for it? Also, I appreciate the follows. Welcome to the Kingdom story of tonight, and hey, Sean. I appreciate that. Slip of the tongue? Oh, you know it. Hi, General Lee. It's good to see you. Apple has, like, one of the, like, smoothest, nicest voices to listen to. I was working on some stuff yesterday, and I tuned into her stream just so I could, like, listen. Because she just has a really good cadence, a really nice voice. She is a voice actress as well. And all around, wonderful, wonderful individual. If you don't follow her, you totally should. She does play a lot of Among Us, which I know is not everyone's cup of tea here, but she also has been playing through BioShock. She plays World of Warcraft. She does a whole bunch of other stuff too. And she's a wonderful person. Just all around delightful, super interesting, always has a great story to tell. I absolutely adore Apple. She is wonderful. Her voice is like butter, melted butter, poured directly into your ears. Yes, precisely. You just tune into her and do other things, but turn the volume up just due to her voice. Yeah, 100%. I am genuinely so, like, blessed to have Apple as a friend. For many reasons. But one of those reasons is just getting to, like, hang out and chat with her and just, like, listen to her voice. Me and Salad spent, like, 3 or 4 hours, I think, one night just talking with her, and she told us so many stories, and we're just sitting there just enraptured because she's a great storyteller. She has a phenomenal voice. Like, she's doing amazing. Absolutely great. BioShock is top tier. You're excited for the next game. It's been announced. They're working on it, but nothing except that. I had no idea that they were making one past Infinite. I've never actually played the BioShock games. I have only ever watched them played through. Ooh, is she still reading Sherlock Holmes? I thought she had finished that so long ago because I knew that she was doing some book readings. Yeah, occasionally she will do like, what is it, 30 minutes of book reading at the end of stream? Or at least she used to. I don't know if she still does that. It sounds like she's got dedicated days to it, which is awesome. What am I doing tomorrow? I don't think I'm doing anything tomorrow afternoon, so I will try and tune into that. End of stream, she's doing more tomorrow. Perfect. Phenomenal. I will have to try and catch that. But yeah, and then for all of you coming from Apple Stream, if you're not familiar with me, my name is Cody, otherwise known as Drillian. I am a variety streamer, you know, just like everyone else on the internet. I just like playing games, but specifically, I like playing games that have a good story. Here, I've even got some fun animations and graphics, so you can see me instead of just in this tiny little window. I'm a lot bigger now. End of today's stream, she said it, so no idea when tomorrow. I hope it's during work so I can catch it while I'm working. Or I hope it's after work so I can actually participate. One of those two. But yeah, I'm a variety streamer. I tend to play games with a focus on story. I absolutely love to experience stories. I love reading books. I love listening to podcasts. I love listening to books. And I love playing games because of stories. So I play a lot of story games. I try to do some multiplayer games, but honestly, guys, I'm just burnt out on Among Us. Among Us is as dead to me as D&D 5th edition is. So that's why you don't see me in those circles too often anymore. And I miss my friends that I used to play with, like Apple. I want to try and find some games to play with her, but life has been crazy. Thank you. I appreciate that. I recently had these commissioned, so I love getting to show them off. So like, here's the start screen and it comes with the music and it's real nice. Am I gonna play Starfield? I wasn't planning on it. I haven't heard much good about the production of Starfield so far. Here's my break screen. Again, with more music, because music's the way to go. Yes, Doggo and Kitty. The doggo is... I'm going to switch back to that one, because if you guys want to see the end screen, you'll have to wait till the end. The dog is actually my dog. That is my and my girlfriend's dog. His name is Plum, and he is a standard poodle, and he is adorable. The cat was my girlfriend's cat when I got with her. Her name was Toka. Unfortunately, we had to put her down like a little over a year ago, due to some health issues. So I wanted her immortalized in some way, because she was such a sweet cat, and we loved her so much. So yeah, there's that. And then we have this. And if you're a fan of RPGs or games like World of Warcraft, like I am, because I love the Warcraft universe, I'm just not a big fan of how Warcraft is now. You can see my sub goals and follower goals are health bars. That was the whole intention. So that way when I'm streaming, and then you got, over here, you got this stuff right here. The whole idea was like the character portrait from World of Warcraft. Someone getting back into Among Us and getting into 5e with a new crew, hearing that from you is like ultra sad. So I was talking about this earlier, hey Sean. I respect 5th edition because it is a great starting point. It is a good tabletop RPG for people to get started with. I have just played nothing but 5th edition for many years, and I'm very burned out on it because it's a good framework, but it does not facilitate the in-depth storytelling and interactions and roleplay that I want to have, and everything just feels very surface level. So like, I want to have good in-depth roleplay, but it's really hard to do it with the framework. I want to have really fun combat, but it's really hard to do it with the framework. And I don't have the time to put into overhauling the system and creating my own. So that's why I'm kind of burned on it. Is I've been doing I've been DMing for years. And playing games too. Like, I'm not just a forever DM, but I ran back-to-back one-shots for Ziggy for like a month and a half. I think I did like 6 or 7 one-shots, and I'm just very burned out on it. So I have nothing against it. They're great games. I've had a lot of fun with them, and I'm very glad that people are still enjoying them. I just need a break. I just need a very, very big break. Plum is the best boy. Why wolves for my frame? They do kind of look like wolves. It is supposed to be Cerberus. They are short-eared dogs because we went through a couple of different designs. We had one with really long ears, and it made the frame it cut off when I wanted to put the frame in the corner where I wanted it. Then we tried ones with like floppy ears, and it just didn't look right. So we did with the short ears like this, and they look kind of like wolves, kind of like dogs, but it's supposed to be Cerberus. It's very Greek Cerberus inspired, because I love Cerberus. It's the name of my PC. It's just one of the few mythos that I absolutely adore. Cramming a lot into a small time will burn a lot of people out, so you understand that portion. Yeah, it was also that. Because again, like, it's a great framework, but I strive to make a D&D experience a lot more than what D&D as a base game offers. And it takes a lot of mental energy from me, specifically. I know other people it's a lot easier, but for me it just takes a lot of energy. So I want to try other tabletop RPGs, and I actually have a box of books on my floor that I need to read through, and I just haven't had the energy to do it. So one day I will read through them, because I'm actually waiting for an RPG that I backed on Kickstarter to come and be delivered to my house. It's called Mothership, and it is a, like, think Aliens styled science fiction, Alien styled setting, and it's an RPG, and it just sounded super cool, and I was like, I really want to play that because that sounds like a lot of fun. And then I also have Pathfinder I want to try. I have the Genesis system I want to try. I backed the Cowboy Bebop RPG and have the PDFs for that I want to play, because Cowboy Bebop is one of my favorite shows ever of all time. So, you know, I've just got a lot that I need to read through and have not done it yet. Oop. Sorry, buddy. Cerberus was described as either a Rottweiler or a Mastiff breed, so short ears is probably right. I think I'm thinking of the wrong dog when I hear Mastiff. When I hear Mastiff, I think of that dog that, like, carries the keg of rum or whiskey or whatever around its neck. And I don't think that's a Mastiff. I think I'm thinking of the wrong thing. But Rottweiler makes sense, yeah. Yeah, the artist who did it, beautiful job. Her name is Hunty. She's done a lot of stuff for some other YouTubers. She is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
Development over on Normandy Avenue.
St. Bernard, thank you generally. And Stasnet, thank you both.
Printed on it.
We've been closed since 41. Never quite made the transition to talkies. The Suburban Redevelopment Fund are pulling the place down.
Know anything about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund?
Nix.
Mind if I take a look around?
I'm kind of hungry. If someone was to leave a couple of bucks here, I might wander down the street and get a cup of coffee.
Is there a key to the gate?
No. The only guys who go in or out are some delivery guys from Elysian Fields. They're working on a housing development over at Wilton and Santa Monica. You'll have to hop it.
All right. You've read it that finding certain aspects from things like Pathfinder and modifying it with D&D can make an even greater experience, possibly. And at that point, you know, I might as well just play Pathfinder. Because I've heard similar things. A lot of people pull stuff from other RPGs, and like I said, D&D is a great framework, and it has a lot to it, and it's great for people to get started with RPGs because it's really easy to pick up. If I'm gonna spend my time playing games like that, I want to play something new, because I've spent years playing D&D, so I want something new. The Booze Hound. I didn't know they were called Booze Hounds. I love that. I drive like you when you're at work, but you drive an EMS truck? Yeah, at least you've got the sirens to go with it. I am playing as... Oh, interesting. I'm playing as a fire or an insurance investigator. Which normally I'm playing as a cop, so this is different.
In a great day for the future of Los Angeles, civic leaders and business.
Your jokes are very good, Stasny. I really enjoy it. So usually I have sirens to drive around it, but not this time.
For returning GI.
Gentlemen, this is Dr. Harlan Fontaine. He's our latest investor in the Suburban Redevelopment Fund. Doctor, this is Curtis Benson. He's Vice
Oh,
President.
Fontaine is here. He really is at the center of everything, isn't he?
Ray Gordon, editor of the Times. Doctor. District Attorney Donald Sandler and Police Chief Warren.
Gentlemen, I am delighted to be in such exalted company.
You're making quite a name for yourself, Doctor, amongst the thespian fraternity.
I find that those of artistic temperament are often of a fragile mental disposition.
He's probably giving him drugs.
From miscreant to recidivism, Doctor. Very true. But I think we could all agree that the City of Angels does rather well basking in the reflection of the motion picture industry.
Hear, hear. And it's something that every sucker getting off a train at Union Station wants a part of. Gentlemen, we're here to sell the American dream, and Hollywood is our greatest advertiser.
So, how is your new development selling, Leland?
Cannot throw them up fast enough, Ray.
And that's part of the problem, Leland. Washington is receiving steady complaints. There's a clamor for public housing.
God damn it, Ray. Public housing is tantamount to communism. Now, that's why we fought this goddamn war. I'm telling you, it's Reds via the back door.
You can't have it both ways, Leland. The new freeways are being built to service all your developments out in the boondocks. They're all being built with government money. The GI Bill is government money.
There's a difference.
What difference?
The GI money ends up in my pocket.
I hope you mean our pockets, Leland. We're all investors.
Of course, Curtis. So, when will the freeway bond be passed on?
It still has to be ratified. Takes a long time to raise $3 billion.
I need to find a game well or a telephone.
Wow, that felt like the mother load.
In a great day for the future of Los Angeles,
once you get used to D&D as a DM,
joined forces to launch the Suburban
interesting.
Redevelopment Fund. The
Oh, I can pop it open.
Redevelopment Fund pledges to speed up housing
Ah, okay.
development for returning GI.
So that was in the case, gotcha. You plan on looking at Pathfinder and other similar things and seeing what you like to make your own mashup of sorts for the crew you're playing with, as you have an eventual long story to run with them. That is brilliant. Honestly, I would say get say, I don't know, 5 to 10 one-shots under your belt, and that's really going to help teach you a lot of the rules and basics of D&D and how combat runs, or even read through like some modules. Maybe do some pre-run modules or something like that. Because that's what really taught me how to DM for D&D and what I did and did not like. I was talking about it earlier with some people, and I basically... I don't think I'm supposed to see that. I basically customize every single monster that I throw against my players. They never really go against the standard vanilla monster. Because I find D&D's base monsters to be really boring. Supposed to be some lumber or something. I'm supposed to look at. I know where it is. Do you have a few one-shots downloaded that you'll eventually be going through with them, as they're not used to that? Used to it really either. That's perfect. Highly recommend reading through it at least once. Make sure that it's not too long. Usually, anything more than like 10 pages might be really, really tough. Especially to get through in one sitting. Which if you are planning to do it over multiple sittings, that's not much of an issue, but if you're doing one sitting... Oh, here we go. Just be warned of that.
That's one way to keep your costs down. Too bad it won't support a roof.
Using pre-made modules. Hi, Ziggy is so good for helping learn the rules and how things are supposed to be structured. Absolutely. Ziggy is 100% right. The modules really help you get into that mindset and see the behind the scenes stuff, and it can be a lot easier to adapt and take in that stuff than just like reading through the Dungeon Master's Guide. You got to work on crafting a lot of things since you're going to be basing your eventual long story in the world of Magic the Gathering, so it's going to be truly unique for them. You know, they do have a lot of stuff releasing these days that is pulling from the Magic the Gathering universe, so you may not have to do a whole lot of crafting like you think. Somewhat disagree on the modules. Maybe it's your GM style, but you found them to always hamper you more than help. I would agree with that. They can be very limiting, but as someone just starting out, they can help you learn the structure and how a lot of people do it. And it's really good to get different modules and not just the pre-made, like, Wizards of the Coast sponsored ones, but like free ones from like the DM's Guild. You just finished clearing out an encounter in Baldur's Gate 3, clearing out a whole goblin camp. 10 to 15 creatures versus your party of 4. Sounds like a typical day in a D&D party. Dungeon Magazine. How are you doing, Ziggy? It's good to see you. Yeah, I'm waiting for the ad break right now. About a minute left. I've never heard of Dragon Magazine, but I love that. Or Dungeon Magazine, whatever it's called. You're so sleepy. Why are you sleepy? What's going on? Bedtime? 9:30? Ziggy, you're never in bed by 9:30. Are you feeling okay? Are you sick? $9:30 in bed. The bot does get it. The bot understands. The bot understands. For sure. Honestly, all the quote-unquote player-made modules you've seen have generally had a much better flow than any official one you've read. I agree. Welcome back, everyone, from the ad break. Ingle, I agree. I have enjoyed a lot more of the player-made modules than the Wizards of the Coast written ones. Not that the Wizards of the Coast ones are bad. It's just, I think player-made modules understand a little bit better, typically, what a DM is going to actually prepare for than what Wizards of the Coast tries to prepare you for. Which is weird to say, because I feel like it should be the same, but something about it is just different. You're fine, you just did many things today. Well, it sounds like an early bedtime, it's in order. I'm ending in like 25 minutes. If you just want to wait till 10 and then you can say, double digits, it's time to go to bed. Have a good night, Ingle. Thanks for hanging out, bud. Luckily you aren't like me, Ziggy, as you've been in bed at like 2 a.m. lately. Ugh. I used to stay up that late. Now when I stay up that late, I wake up with a hangover and I don't even have to drink. That's what happens when you get old. Ziggy, I thought you said it was 2 a.m., not 4 a.m. That's one night. You're talking like the past 2 weeks getting up at 9:30ish. It was Def 4? Jeez. Yep, that's definitely where they're getting this crappy paperwork. Or paperwork. Crappy lumber. You woke up at 8 and got only 4 hours of sleep. Oh my god. And then you did a lot. You did do a lot. And you came out and had lunch/dinner with us. Dinner with us. And that was really nice. Thank you for that. It was really lovely getting to see you. Yeah. Hey, Sean, I used to stay up probably until 2, 3, 4, sometimes 6 in the morning. But now I work a job where I have to be up early and really mentally with it all day.
Operator, think you could put me
I
through
need
the
my
police
sleep.
dispatch?
I can't do late nights on the weekdays anymore.
Putting you through now.
Friday and Saturday are basically the only
Jack
times that I'll
Kelso,
still stay
investigator
up
for
late.
California Fire and Life. Can you put me through to Curtis Benson, please?
please, Mr. Kelso.
Jack, how can I help?
I'm so proud of you,
Do you know
Ziggy.
anything about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund, Mr.
Cheers.
Benson?
I've heard of them, Jack. Building new homes for GIs.
With green lumber that was used on movie sets.
Jack, are you working the Walter case?
Mr. Benson, are you part of the
3:30
Suburban
a.m.
Redevelopment Fund?
Jack, I want you to listen very clearly. Call Miss Lickman. Call her as soon as you hang up. Arrange to see her tonight and get her to agree to the settlement.
Shayla, why does your alarm go off at 2 a.m.? Oh my god.
Jack. I don't want to hear another word about Elsa Lickman or Luke Buckwalter.
Can you put me through to Michigan 221?
Putting the call through. Hello?
Gross.
Ms.
Yeah,
Lickman, it's Jack Kelso.
Fortunately, I work from home, and I start roughly around 8 a.m., but still.
What have you found?
I have to start driving by 3. Oh, that's right. You drive. I forgot that you drive for a living.
I take a break around 9. I'll be waiting at the stage door. We can talk then.
You want to work from home? Any news on that internship?
Thanks for your help.
Auf Wiedersehen. It took me many years and a college associate's degree to be fortunate enough to land a work from home job and connections. It really is who you know. I mean, the experience really helped me, but I wouldn't have known about the job if it weren't for the person who told me about it. Yeah, working from home can be really nice, but it also kind of sucks because if you're not good at separating work from life, you can have a really tough time. And I struggle with that sometimes. But otherwise, it's really, really nice.
What were you doing with him?
I was doing what you asked.
I didn't ask you to meet him in an alleyway.
Why do you snarl at me? Your friend came to ask me to accept the insurance.
He's not my friend, Elsa.
I think he's a brave man, and you have placed him in great danger. You've involved him in something, and he has no idea of the risk. Can you live with that, Cole?
Elsa, I need his help, and he hates my guts.
Forget the past, Cole. He deserves a chance to say no. If he helps you, let it be on his terms.
I'll go see him in the morning.
Gross. Think about how dirty that wall is. Oh, I'm still playing as Jack. Okay. If you lived your dream of baking, it'd be similar hours. Many professional places start at near 4 a.m. I did know that. I did know that. A lot of respect for bakers. The amount of time and dedication that they put into their craft. And it's a beautiful craft. Absolutely beautiful craft. Shayla, I believe you 100% could get to live your dream of being a baker. From the stuff that I've seen, you would make an absolute killing. I don't know many people who could recreate Starry Night Sky with sprinkles and make it actually look like Starry Night Sky. I think that's what it's called, right? I was gonna say Da Vinci's. Van Gogh's Starry Night? Is it just Starry Night? You're welcome. Seriously though, you do a really, really phenomenal job at your at all your designs and your baking. When you did bagel wholesale, you would show up at midnight when we were doing 270 dozen for wholesale. I worked with my ex-brother-in-law once who delivered bread to places, and he left at like 3 in the morning. I have a lot of respect for people who get up and do those jobs. I hate working a 9 to 5-ish, but I also hate having to get up super, super early. When I worked for a city, I was up at like 5 in the morning every day. To get ready for work, to drive and go into the city, to sit at my desk for like 10 hours of the day and do almost nothing. Ooh. Click, click.
Nice wiring job, fellas. Keep them in the dark.
You lose something, Mac?
I thought these private eye types were all wise guys with smart mouths.
Looks like the snappy repartee has all dried up.
Get on with it.
What's your hurry, Mac?
Welcome back, Shadow.
You ever do the cat and mouse routine without a gun in your hand?
Now that's more like it.
Let's put a few gaps in that.
Time for you to lose some teeth.
All right.
Wow, I wish I could do some of these quick jabs these guys are getting off on me. Oh. I guess I lose. Your last job was 7 to 5:30, walking around a warehouse all day, doing over 10 miles each day. I know many people who do that. Those are rough jobs too. Warehouses aren't fun. I used to work a warehouse job. It was 8 to 4. God, so hot too. Hated that place in the summer. I think I lost weight just sweating there. You would often wake up at 11:30 or 45 to stumble into work, turn on the oven and kettle and make a pot of coffee. Welcome back, Cody. Want to work from home so you can snuggle Teddy all day long?
All right. He's wishing he didn't.
I will say Teddy was a great snuggle bug when it came to just working.
Nowhere. The boys introduced themselves.
I love that bark emote. That's so good.
Yeah, I know a good place. We'll pick up a shovel and a pick on the way. It's up in the hills behind Griffith Park.
What do you do currently, Codio? And you too, hey Sean. Aw, what a good boy. How's the school stuff going? Proud of you for signing up. I assume signing up for the next set of classes.
Elsa.
What the hell?
Hey, I'm gonna need your vehicle.
Sorry, pal. Desperate times.
Oh, I'm gonna have to actually focus on this one, aren't I?
Monroe owns the city, owns the cops. I need to find Elsa.
There we go. Lots of little details, but you're officially registered for all your classes and paid. Hey, that's wonderful. Any fun classes this semester? Also, I'm so sorry about your books. See if you can find any online. if you like doing the online ones. Your job is 12-hour shifts plus travel to or from work either side of that. What do you do generally? You work at a local lumber yard. That's right, you told me that once. Lumber yard. You mainly because you mainly because you worked a night shift from 1998 to 2021 and it's not conducive to online college classes. Night shift definitely isn't, yeah. Oh, that's right. You mentioned driving an EMS truck. Thank you for all your work and what you do, generally. I know it's a thankless job. Or it certainly can be. Your books are calculated into your tuition. The school just hands them to us, and as long as you give them back at the end of the semester, you don't have to pay any extra. That is the greatest thing I have ever heard. I am jealous. I am very jealous. I agree. That needs to be a policy everywhere. That is... Buying textbooks is one of the biggest scams. Especially because, like, they change so frequently. And there's no need for them to be so expensive.
So you're still carrying that Army 45, Cole?
Jeez. No, I totally get it. I didn't want to go back to school at all when I finished high school. And I didn't. I didn't go back to school for... Let's see, I finished at 16. I didn't go back till I was 19, 20. I think I was 20. I think it was 20 or 21 when I went back. And I'm glad I did because it's gotten me where I am now. But that being said, I totally get not wanting to go back. Right now, doing work for friends while seeking a new job, really wanting to get work from home so you can get a chance to go back to college. Is it just like random labor?
Charges on the cave entrance from above. Covering fire on weapons team. Look for snipers in the trees. You know the drill. No risks, no heroes, no prisoners.
You want some roast on this one, Sarge?
No, you guys have done enough. Head back to Webb's. We are going to blow every cave we come across. Close them down and move on, people.
Damn. I was hoping to get me a samurai sword.
Skipper says that Phelps has fallen behind again. He's got his fire teams checking every cave. He's lost another flamethrower. He wants you to get over there and hurry them along.
Hold.
Boom. Weapons company.
Sir.
Sir.
We have a major cave complex in front of us, Hogaboom. I want flamethrowers and BAR teams to clean it out.
Begging your pardon, sir. But if it's a big complex, why don't we bring the Shermans in? They could pour it in there.
We can't wait for tanks to be brought up. I'm already behind.
Then blow the cave. No skin off our nose. Bury them.
We are going in there and clearing them out. We are doing it by the numbers, Sergeant. Get your team in place. We're moving out. Mount up! First fire team and flamethrowers! Head in!
Where's he going? Where's who going? The big cowboy. He's going in.
Who gave that order?
You did.
Random labor, there's enough to keep you afloat as long as you budget properly due to your savings. Otherwise, I getcha, I getcha. What kind of work are you looking to try and do? Like, what do you want to get into that allows you to do some work from home stuff?
Hello, Miss Lichtman. How long have you been sitting there?
Not long, Mr. Kelso.
I don't know how many more cases I have.
Princess. You haven't exactly caught me at my best. It's okay, Miss Lichtman. I'm a big boy. I know how to take my licks.
Please, call me Elsa.
Okay, Elsa? What can I do for you?
I'd like to explain because
I can join the dots, Elsa.
Cole needs your help, Jack. The police department have frozen him out.
Look, you're obviously a brave lady, but you can't fight all Cole's battles for him.
I just wanted to apologize for...
You don't have to apologize. You were right about Elysian Fields. Tell me something. What was Lou Buckwalter's regular job?
He was a carpenter. He built sets for RKO, Warner Brothers.
Set carpenter? Perfect. If you don't mind, Elsa, I'd like to get a little rest now. I've got a lot more dots to join, and it's making my head hurt.
That's perfectly understandable, Mr. Jack. I hope we can meet again under less dramatic circumstances.
I hope so too, Princess. I'd like that.
Cole's gonna end up losing his mistress now, too. Watch. Ugh.
You Kelso?
Who's asking?
Peterson, Assistant DA.
You're in the wrong building, Peterson. This is a hospital.
A wise guy. Let me tell you a story, Kelso.
Can I
I feel like this is more story than I've gotten the entire game.
You're a funny guy, Jack.
What do you want, Peterson?
A colorful character mentioned your name. He said that you might know something about...
There's a problem with colorful characters, Peterson. First they send you over a drink, then they buy you dinner, then you get a phone call in the middle of the night for a favor. Try rubbing shoulders with some solid citizens. They're the ones you're supposed to protect.
You finished, Kelso?
For the moment.
I'm going to run for DA, Kelso. The current administration stinks.
And you want me to help?
I'm looking for a DA's investigator. You get a gun and a badge and $120 a month.
I get $150 a month now.
I'm going after the Vice Squad, Kelso. It's going to get me elected.
I've got something better. How about Leland Monroe?
The property developer?
Do you think I fell down the stairs?
Ooh, dang. Okay. That took an interesting development. Alrighty. You are so scared for classes, your social anxiety makes them so hard to go to. Oh, I'm sorry, Ziggy. Were you able to get any that are online instead of in person? You're thinking of going back when you were 20, you would wonder who was the old dude in the back of class. Little did I know it was future you. Nothing wrong with going back at any age. The community college I went to, Stasnak, I'm getting ready to stop, so I'm gonna pop us over to the main menu so we get that sultry sax. Good old jazz. There were people graduating at my community college that were in their 70s and 80s. I think our oldest was like 90. It was incredible. Being older and having more discipline about getting work done has helped tremendously in succeeding in school. I can imagine so. Yeah, honestly, age when it comes to studying, the longer you wait, the more likely you are to determine what you want to actually go for. And if you think you have an idea of what you want to go for now, at least start getting those generals out of the way. Because if you decide, wow, this is not what I want to do, and you've only got the generals, you can switch up to just about anything and be good. So that's my suggestion. Yay, 2 classes are online. I'm glad to hear that, Ziggy. You also have a good community here on Twitch to help you out as well, to discuss issues you come across. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Ziggy, you know I'm always here if you need help. When I was in college, I often talked to people on my Discord and asked them math questions because math was my toughest subject. So I would send people stuff on Discord, and I had like 3 different people solving algebra for me to try and teach me how to do algebra. So you've got a lot of people and resources at your disposal. Don't be afraid to take advantage of them. Taking things too seriously is killer, 100%. My biggest thing when going back to school was I wanted to do well. I was homeschooled my whole life, and the last couple years in high school, I really breezed through. A lot of my stuff was digital, and I knew how to easily find the answers that I was looking for. So I didn't do any studying, and I wasn't sure if I would do well at college. I essentially I did all the reading work, but to answer all the questions and stuff, I basically cheated and just looked up the answers. So I didn't know if I would do well in college at all. Turns out college was basically the exact same thing. So I did very well in college. And I wanted to get really good grades to prove that to myself, because I was never sure if I would do as well as I did in high school and stuff like that. So. Oh my god. Hey Sean, I had so many people trying to teach me algebra, even though it was easy for them. Algebra and mathematics in general, statistics especially. Statistics was the only class I ever got a B in. Every other class I took, I got an A. Statistics was the only class that I did not get an A in. And I hate math. I actively avoided going into any major that required me to have to learn math. Thankfully, at my school, they have a 24/7 online tutoring format for all the students. Oh, that is really nice. That is really nice. Slept through most of geometry 11th grade and got straight A's somehow. Geometry was a little bit easier. I remember passing that really simply in my GED. Algebra was where I struggled a lot. I finally had a good teacher in college when I was doing remedial algebra and learned that pretty solidly. But then statistics was just a whole other thing out the window because it was so subjective. I had a professor dock me points on something. It was like, at this hamburger joint, what is the minimum you would have in like calories or fat or something like that? And they gave you a menu. So the menu, so what I put was what was the lowest thing on the menu. And then he docked me points and said, no, the lowest thing you could get is a salad, and it would be 0. And I was like, there's no way a salad has 0 fat and 0 calories. Like, you're insane. Anyway, it was very subjective and I hated it. Ever tried, ever failed, no matter, try again, fail better. Samuel Beck. Or Samael I feel like I'm pronouncing that wrong. Beckett. Statistics is the one time you might not have helped because you never took it before. Everyone told me that if I hated algebra, I would love statistics. I hated them both. But I didn't have to take calculus, so I'm okay with that. I know I will need Calculus 1 for what you've been going through for business admin when you go to school again. I don't know if I would have liked calculus anymore. I sometimes wonder if I should have taken that instead of statistics. I wouldn't use either of them, but, you know. You had to do elementary statistical methods for the only math you need for your degree. You barely got a C. Thankfully, D's get degrees. Yeah. C's get degrees, and oftentimes D's will get degrees too. It is okay to not have a good score, because the only place that's going to look at your GPA maybe is a secondary college if you're going for something above an associate or a bachelor. Like, if you're trying to get into an Ivy League school. If you're not trying to get into an Ivy League school, chances are you're fine. Quantitative reasoning. That sounds cool. I don't know what it is, but that sounds cool. I'm sure it's not cool. I'm sure it's awful. But it sounds cool. Alright, let's see who we can rate out to. It's math. It's just math. And all math sucks. Let's see, who be Strimstramen that we can raid out to? Gonna check out System Chalk, see what he's doing. You loved math, but that was years ago now. You're pretty sure you've forgotten more of it than you ever learned. Same. I finished college at 23, 24, somewhere around there. It took me like 2.5 years. And I don't remember half of what I did with math. I barely remember any of the math that I ever learned. I don't know if I could do algebra now. Quantitative reasoning sounds like it's actually practical math that you might use IRL. Hey. You once heard a girl say that she was no good at a subject because the professor gave her a D. She got an A? Did she get a D, like, on one test or something? It sounds like it is, but it's not. Oh, I'm sure it's not. I hate everything math related, so I totally 100% get that. Alrighty, ladies and gents, and I want to say non-binary ents. But that's just because I like tree ents, and I feel like that doesn't work. And I need a good third one that rhymes. Anyway, my friends, my fellow adventurers, my fellow squires, we are going to be raiding out to someone that I came across a couple streams back named System Chalk. He's playing a game I've never heard of called House or Book of Hours. But he's a solid dude, and I haven't had the opportunity to hang out or chat with him in a while, so I want to give him some love. If you would be so kind as to copy one of those two messages, the top one there that I am posting is for subs. The bottom one that Stasnak copied, nice job, Stasnak. That one is for followers. That way we can all bring the adventure on over to System Chalk. He's an awesome dude. He's quite chill like myself, and I'm sure, actually, if I remember right, I think he's a teacher. I'm fairly certain he's a teacher, so he might enjoy some of this college and math talk if you guys want to continue that over there. But please go give him some love because he is a really awesome dude. And I absolutely miss hanging out with him and talking with him, and I'm excited to share my community with him. So copy one of those. We're going to start the raid. I appreciate everyone who has come over and hung out and stayed. Thank you everyone from Apple's stream. I feel like someone else rated me. Chips, thank you everyone from Chips' stream. I look forward to seeing you guys on a Wednesday where hopefully we will be completing LA Noire. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, be kind to yourselves, be kind to each other, stay hydrated, and I'll see you all in the next adventure.